Subscribe, YouTube, subscribe right now.
Ding, 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 ding.
What's up, Facebook? Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. I believe that you are. It is Tuesday. It is 8:33. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. He's mixing it up. He's building concoctions. He's has oils. We have pills. We have vitamins. We got nutrients and herbs, spices. I don't know. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. It's going down this morning. We're getting people healthy. We're teaching them how to live better, because there's a better way. Curt, you have a look on your face.
It smells over here.
Like what?
Amazingness.
So I took some of this. Is this what I had? The weed antioxidant formula. So I just took a drop of this.
No, a dropper.
Oh, a dropper, not a drop. I fill the whole thing up. So this has some kind of mushroom, red clover, milk thistle seed, chaparral leaf. Chaparral. It sounds like a shampoo.
So it's a desert hardy herb that is very, very strengthening to the immune system.
Awesome. And then there's another. This is a lymphatic formula. That's another one. I did not take that one.
Yes.
Dr. Chapa actually said, here, you can take another drop of the other one. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to start with one. This is very strong.
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
So hopefully everyone's doing good. We are going to be announcing the winner to the Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts 1 year. That's huge. 1 year giveaway. And I probably should have mentioned some stuff to you before, Curt, because sometimes you have that, let's go. And I love it. But I had some thoughts about that.
About the announcing the winner?
Yeah, just like, I guess, the time.
What time?
Stuff. I don't know. What time do y'all want us to do that?
We do have to get through Dr. Chapa first, I feel.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just saying.
Probably
so
10 o'clock.
Let's not promise anything.
Promises?
No promises.
Unless people start begging.
If
Like, hey, we need it now. We want it.
Understood.
How's my levels?
Right now you're a little low.
Okay.
Keep talking.
So I need to be into the mic a little bit more, probably, because you always complain. You're like, you're never talking to the mic, but that's
in the mic.
This is the mic. But then I go like this because I have to talk to Dr. Chapa. And so I have to turn.
Hey, I have to say a couple of things. We have some new sponsors this month. We kind of thanked some of them yesterday. And we put them into rotation. We got some social media stuff going on. So y'all be on the lookout. I've already heard the Fit 365 spot, which I love. It's kind of funny and it's kind of awesome. I heard it driving into the office this morning, and then I just heard it right now in rotation.
Did the music from the 70s,
it's
like 80s workout music work on that?
Oh, it's jamming. It is jamming.
I'll have to send that to Vanessa later today.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, listen to this.
So Dr. Chapa, we're getting set up. We're about to have some fun. We got Ethan working hard. Ethan is going to be commenting as the radio station. He got a promotion.
We added him as an editor.
He's an editor.
He's not an admin. Now. He's just an editor. Shout out to our intern, Ethan.
So check it out. If you're watching right now and you have somebody in your life, if you have somebody on your Facebook feed, if it's maybe you yourself, if you could benefit from not being sick, not being tired, not being groggy, not being cranky, irritable, not dealing with symptoms that you weren't born to live with, then you're going to want to share this video out, because we have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. What he does is he takes diet and nutrition and he formulates like a lifestyle and a plan for you where you can treat symptoms that are taking place in your body. So we got Dr. Chapa here. I am excited to have him in. We're going to be learning, talking, having fun, and seeing what's going on. How you doing?
Man, I am good, guys. It's great to be back on the show. I'm glad to see everybody bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning. Hope you guys out in social media land is feeling the same.
Shaking off my taco so I can set this bad boy up. Sorry,
so what's going on with this new piñata?
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about that piñata.
So if you haven't seen this is Curt's unicorn piñata.
It's because I like pumpkin spice coffee now, apparently.
But it matches his unicorn energy drink.
Look at that.
What do you think about that, Dr. Chapa? Have you ever had a rainbow unicorn bang energy drink?
Can't say that I've ever seen that. Let's see that. Slide that over here.
I'm going to
take a look at that.
I've honestly never had one either. So here, we'll put his unicorn piñata back up.
So did somebody bring that to you?
Yes.
Did somebody bring you that pinata?
It was a present.
Oh, so it was all like a cold drink on your table with a pretty pink
You ready,
pinata?
Doctor? We're gonna go on. We got 3 seconds.
Go.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. It's 8:38. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. What's up, Dr. Chapa?
Oh, you know it. I'm living the dream, guys. I'm living the dream. How about you guys?
Doing the same.
Trying.
Doing the
Trying
same.
to.
Is anybody ready for some sunshine?
I am.
I am tired of this weather. I feel like it just puts you in a really bad mood all the time, nonstop. I don't know.
Well, what if I told you it was your diet, your nutrition, how you're taking care of yourself that was maybe putting you in that bad mood all the time?
I mean, look at this. I mean, he's sprinkling chlorine all over his special drink this morning.
Is that a good thing?
I'm pretty sure not. So at the end of the day, what you put in your body is important, but what you don't put in your body is more important.
Bottoms up.
And so at the end of the day, I'm Dr. Aaron Chapa, and I believe that all life starts and stops at the cellular level, and nutrition is the fundamental backbone that allows your body to spiral out of control or to get traction and move to new levels, new heights, new experiences that you don't have to live with symptom patterns that you were genetically born with. So we love helping people build health and wellness programs. We love meeting people and figuring out in our timeline history why their body's breaking down. And we believe that anything your body can develop, it can undevelop. It's just a matter of time if you follow through the recommendations that we teach and you stick with it long enough.
Dr. Chapa, how long have you been practicing in the League City, Galveston County area? How long have you been doing what you do?
13 years down here, and then several years up on the north side of town. And it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, I've had great mentors, great coaches, made a lot of great relationships all over the city here in this area. And, it takes a team. It takes a network. I mean, there's no one person that comes in our door is got a multiple choice, solution on their head of why their body needs and what their body needs and the approach that we're going to take. We have to take the time to dig and figure out why your body's breaking down. And we get on your side of the table and we try to figure out, hey, this is where you're at today. This is how you got there. And this is how we're going to steer you out of the storm, so to speak.
Yeah. A lot of the times I would say people didn't, they didn't just start getting those symptoms overnight. And so it kind of makes sense that the cure won't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes a process.
Absolutely. And so, they say for every 5 years that you're sick with a symptom, an ailment, some sort of health complaint that is moved into a more advanced diagnostic, state, it takes about a year to recover. Now, I always encourage people, it doesn't take a year to feel better. It just takes a year for your body to push out all the stuff and the junk and the funk that you've accumulated. And I think that's why, as you go through this health journey, people come in and they say, well, man, for the last 30, 40 years, I haven't had any problems with dairy or wheat or MSG or, none of this stuff affects me. But why now? Why is it affecting me now? And it's through accumulation. Your body should be able to get rid of waste, debris, and stuff that you've put in. But what winds up happening is it just over time saturates those tissues, and those tissues need to be cleansed and purged and overhauled. And if they don't get that level of cleansing, what winds up happening is the biosaturation point in the body's cell tissue begins to become diseased, stagnant. And when there's stagnation, there's symptoms. When there's symptoms all over time that don't get resolved, those are your check engine lights. It turns into something more serious like a disease.
Wow. So we are talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa. He's based out of League City. It's Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. If you have any questions for Dr. Chapa, please feel free to ask. That's why we do this. That's why we have it interactive on Facebook. If you'd like to share this video out, we highly recommend it because there are so many people that do not realize, hey, there's a better way. I don't have to live with pain. And that's another thing. Sometimes whenever somebody has a symptom, they've had it for so long, they kind of forget that there was life before that. I remember being a kid and needing glasses, but not knowing it. And I just thought hey, this is what life is supposed to be. This is what this is how I'm supposed to see, and I'm sure there's people out there having issues in their body. They may not even realize they're having issues. It's become the norm to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people come in and they think that allergies are normal. They think that having, the women out there, they think that having cramps and menstrual issues is normal. Yeah. They think that having, the rash that they're dealing with isn't ever going to go away. People get discouraged and they get lost. Sometimes people find identity in their disease.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of psychological, things that we have to do to help people through this process of working them out of where they're at to where they want to be.
So we have a question right now. It's 8:44 a.m. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We got Sully on, who's one of our good friends, and she asked Dr. Aaron Chapa, are there any foods that can help reduce stress?
Any foods that can help reduce stress? So what we put in our body is important, but what we don't put in our body is more important. So it's not so much that it's particular foods that will decrease stress, although there's many. So we typically want to eat things that have grown off of a tree, grown out of out of the ground. So, vegetables, more raw if you can, steamed, lightly sauteed, are always going to be your easy to digest foods. If you look at digestion is a very intense process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at a carrot, you put it in your body, and look at the way it comes out. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot that went on to turn that carrot into something else. And when you look at the microbiome and you see how microscopic this stuff is, they say this small intestine, large intestine makes up the square footage of a tennis court. Now, think about that. How many of us could we stand shoulder to shoulder on a tennis court?
Be a lot. I don't know. Yeah.
Quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
And so the surface area down in there is so complex and it's so robust that what we put in there, if it is inflammatory, it will create a symptom pattern. It's irritating. Mm-hmm. Digestion, in a sense, is irritating. That's why they say rest and digest. You're not supposed to eat in your car. That's one good way to not have food stress out your digestive system and become stressed yourself, because if I use a big word, somatovisceral, emotional organ responses, somatovisceral responses, when you have these anxious moments, you feel agitated or irritated, it's typically because there's agitation and irritation in the digestive tract. And that comes from the food that you're putting in your mouth or the drink that you're putting in your mouth. I mean, look at coffee. Coffee is very acidic in nature, and it's very strong and pungent and potentially irritating. Then we mix that with sugar. That is very, irritating and causes little micro tears in the digestive tract. Then when we compound that with, man, we're already stressed out because we're 20 minutes late out the door. Well, or better yet, we didn't even have our morning water. We didn't, we had no time to really process our morning. Mm-hmm. We just hit the ground running, and then we're still fine. We're late, and then we stop and grab the coffee, and we're going, and all of a sudden, you're setting that digestive tract up to not get the blood flow it needs to make good on digestion. And so, what we want to eat more of are fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. We want to eat more lean meats, and we want to not overcook our food, and we want to eat less of the inflammatory four, which is going to be wheat, dairy, corn, and soy. The less we put of those into our digestive systems, the less irritated the digestive system will be. It's a great question.
So we have Lauren Perez. She said she's heard nothing but great things about Dr. Chapa, and she has friends that swear by you that she's going to be making an appointment soon. She said, good morning. But if somebody is interested in contacting you, is there a website or a phone number where they'd be able to find information?
So our website is justlivewell.com. Our phone number is 281-554-8600. And you can email us at info@justlivewell.com. We know that if people want to get on the fast track to health and wellness, what we offer at our office is just truth in food, and truth in basic lifestyle principles. And I'm amazed that, all of us follow the same 11 meal structure. And we eat approximately the same meals over and over again and don't realize it, that these meals could be causing us to slip off the slippery slope into disease, or they could be potentially, a non-inflammatory state where we feel relatively stable. And that's what we're after, is we want to take inflammation out of the body and then we want to put good food to allow the body to heal at the cellular level so it can regenerate in a way that I think God intended it to.
Yeah. So whenever you came in, you had your tackle box. It's a tackle box full of, vitamins and all kinds of like herbs and what do we have? And then there's some other stuff. Can you kind of walk us through about, if you can hear that?
That's my maraca.
It's a maraca.
So I carry around a little tackle box. It's in my backpack. I travel with it because taking, 20 bottles of supplements with me on an airplane is not necessarily easy.
Careful, don't spill it.
Yeah.
I could see on the airport being like, "Sir, what is this?"
Yeah, well, believe it or not, they don't even question.
Oh, cool.
Cool. If it was a powder, they question powders pretty well, but they don't actually worry too much about the supplements themselves. I guess enough people do it. But I have a morning regimen of I drink 30 to 40 ounces of water first thing in the morning. So within about 20-30 minutes of waking up, I've consumed 30 to 40 ounces of water. That's my like brushing my teeth ritual. If I brush my teeth, I want to bathe my insides as much as I want to bathe my outsides, right?
Right.
Because when people have body odor or people have the little yellow sweat stains under their armpits in their shirt and clothes. Gardy's checking.
I'm good right now.
Okay, good.
I'm good right now. Kurt?
I forgot the deodorant today.
Oh, hey, that could be good for y'all. I'm glad y'all are on that side of the room.
Ethan, are you okay?
So, but the reality is you shouldn't have yellow, sweat stains in your armpits. That's an indication of toxins. I know but at the same time it happens. And so one of the things is we drink water first thing in the morning to bathe the insides.
Okay.
And then we start our morning, supplements. So I take supplements to help open up the bile ducts and start moving trash that from the last night's detox while I was sleeping through my body. You want to see your body have a bowel movement first thing in the morning. So I take, supplements to make sure that bile is moving, digestion is waking up, that my immune system's getting a jump start. My adrenal glands are getting a little bit of a wake up call. None of this is stimulatory like caffeine. These are food for my tissues, and those tissues are beginning to wake up and say, all right, I'm ready for the day. And then these lymphatic herb products that I use, I just have these this morning. I was wanting to talk a little bit this morning about immune, the immune alliance, the immune system. People come in and this week and last week, with the weather and I think with school and everything, kids are bringing, bacterias home to the family or viruses home to the family. And so these lymphatic formulas and these antioxidant immune upregulating substances are great for keeping stagnation from happening in the body. And so I use a lymphatic tonic that has got poke root, red clover, and citronella, and stinging nettles, and cleavers, and absolute amazing, product for draining trash through the lymph. And I've always said that if I could take a person with disease and I could take their lymphatic system out of their body for 5 or 10 seconds, pop it a few times like a rug, and get all the funk and all the trash and all the filth out of there, and I can put it back into the body, they would instantly, within 30 seconds of it being back in, would feel a reset in their body. That's how powerful the lymph system is. The lymph system takes acidic trash and the bacteria in the lymph system, neutralize it into something more what we call alkaline, less acidic, less of a burn. And then the kidneys can process it out. The body can, bowel movement it out and get it out of the system. And so we use herbs because herbs are a powerful medicine. They're a powerful tool, and they're all very, you're not going to have a lot of side effects like you have with medicine because they're not chemicals.
Cool. So right now it's 8:52, and we're going to talk about the other one too.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So the other one, this is fun. So the other one is called antioxidant formula. It's reishi mushroom, red clover, chaparral, milk thistle, and the reason this was introduced to me is because I had an experience with some other herbs that I was a little sensitive to. So I mean, there is a it's not a just take and it's a science. Like, we're going to particularly find what herbs work best for you. And this particular product has desert herbs in it. And the desert, I mean, nothing grows, right?
Right.
So how hardy do you think those plants are? They have to be hardy. The things that
To
do
survive.
grow out there, right?
Yeah.
So, but the more hardy the plant is, the more hardy it is to our immune system, meaning the more rich it is, it's going to upregulate that system really powerfully. So we can help patients that are coming in with any type of immune challenge. If their immune system needs to be supported, we use these types of approaches to get rid of stagnation out of the lymph system so that it can move through the kidneys and move through the bowel. We use the microbial pieces of these substances like reishi mushroom or red clover or the chaparral to eat up infection and it helps the immune system not carry such a large burden. And that's why people find themselves on antibiotics. That's why people find themselves on steroids. That's why people find themselves not getting the grip on their health that they want because, one, they don't fix the stagnation. See, an antibiotic just fixes approximately 70 to 80% of the issue that is present. But that other 20% has a 6 times chance of having a reoccurring relapse in 6 to 7 weeks. And that's why people find themselves on reoccurring doses of antibiotics. We're trying to stop that. If we can support the immune system, if we can strengthen the digestive tract and make sure the lymphatic system is flowing like it's supposed to, all of a sudden, you don't have an immune system, you have an immune alliance. I was looking at Ethan's hat and he's got all these cool Star Wars critters on there. They're awesome. I'm totally in. I want to know where he got it. And I'm thinking the Alliance, the Jedi Alliance. Well, we are the Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. We are your immune alliance for your health and wellness needs.
Every time you come in, we come up with like a new slogan or a new catchphrase for your, and it's hard to keep track. I'm like, which one do I use?
I know.
Alliance is good.
I like
the
it.
Alliance.
We are the Alliance.
Right now it's 8:55. We have a question. We have Sandy Cervantes Williamson. She said, hello. I would love some advice to help with overall joint pain, especially in one knee, please, and thank you.
Oh, you bet. And so here is the story when it comes to joint pain. Your body stores toxins in the brain, in fat cells, and in the joints. This is a common thread. When the body can't get the trash out of the body, it's a self-preservation, a self-protective mechanism that the body will put these toxins in these key areas. And that's why people have brain fog and they walk into a room and they say, why'd I come in here? Does that ever happen to you guys?
It's happened before. You know, it has, yeah.
And then when it starts happening more frequently, you know something's up. Or if you struggle with names, numbers, and words, or hyperact, Kurt's
looking around, shifting real bad.
Wait, what am I doing here?
grab your pinata. Oh,
that's better.
That's right.
just take care of that.
Then the joints, the body stores toxins in the joints. And when what happens is if the body can't get it out, it can't let it circulate around in the blood. So it's going to find a safe haven. And unfortunately, the joints are that place. And what winds up happening is you start developing arthritis. So if you have knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, wrist pain, elbow pain, foot pain, it typically means that your body is storing toxins due to stagnation. So we want to open up the channels. So a good liver detox or good liver cleanse or a good liver food like beets or Brussels sprouts, fantastic foods to kind of go to the other lady's request about, what are some non-inflammatory foods? Asparagus, great for flushing the kidneys. Beets or help to get bile production. Brussels sprouts to help the detoxification process. I mean, there's these foods that we should be naturally gravitating towards. And they're typically, if you look at them, they're the more green, bittery type of bitter foods that people
like Brussels sprouts
don't love.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bitter.
It is funny because we went to a place, it's called Pierogi Queen, and they have a beet soup. And we're telling everybody about the beet soup. And they're like, oh,
There's
I just don't like beets. And then you had the beet soup.
First of all, the beet soup at Pierogi Queen is delicious.
Yes.
And I'm not necessarily a fan of beets, but whatever they do to it, and I was like, okay, at least it has some beets in there. It's like the broth and some
think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at and some people say, well, should I? What kind of beet is best? Do you know that there's yellow beets out there?
I didn't know.
No,
So
I had no idea.
they're pretty cool. They and they are now carrying them more in these stores down here. Like 5-6 years ago, they were only carrying them up at the fancy stores down in town.
You know, the funniest, like the thing about like Beats that really like I remember about Beats was Doug, the Nickelodeon show. Do you remember that back in the day?
I remember Doug. Yeah,
Doug, the one of the owners was like a beet farmer, or like had like this beet thing. And so
on the show.
On the show,
I think of The Office and Dwight Schrute.
There you go.
He's a beet farmer.
And so think about it. If you go Google up beets and beet health, you will see a ton of liver, bile duct, health that comes from consuming beets. So next time you're at Jason's Deli, they have pickled beets. Grab you one. I mean, even though it's pickled, it might not be as grand as it is raw, but hey, you're getting beets. And when you start adapting your palate, start there, because sometimes eating the raw bitterness, the way I've incorporated beets into patients' diets and lifestyles is we'll actually shave the beets like with a carrot scraper, right? And we make them in little strips, so they're actually they taste less bitter, or they're less offensive to the palate if you don't have a strong bitter palate. Because remember, we're always working to develop the 4 palates so that we can work the 5th. You've got to get the sweet, sour, which everybody has, the salt everybody has, but we've got to get the bitter palate developed. And that bitter palate could come through learning to appreciate bitter herbs. So you had your first dose, Gardy, this morning of a bitter concoction.
Bitter. It's a bitter.
And it's kind of shocking, right?
It is, yeah.
Well, when you start growing accustomed to that bitter substance in your mouth, you start to appreciate texture differently. Texture. And therefore, because you'll find people come and say, oh, I can't eat that because, I got texture issues. Well, that's because they don't have the bitter palate.
So why is it so important to have the bitter palate? Just because I guess everything's more in check if you can taste those bitter things?
The bitters actually create digestive enzyme production. It actually creates movement in your digestive system. So bitters are a helping hand in digestion. So when people come in and they say, I'm going out with the girls on Thursday night at Mom's Night Out, but I don't want to drink. I'm on a detox.
Right.
But I want to go and be social. Because, people sometimes associate like living healthy as like being antisocial and not hanging out with your homies.
Can't do anything. They think, yeah.
And that's just not true. I can take you pretty much anywhere. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's some places I don't go, but I have a list. I have a list in my office of restaurants that I frequent that are out in public because they have food that I think that if you don't like, then there's something wrong with your taste buds. Right on. And it's typically because you don't have the 4th palate, the bitter palate, and therefore you don't have the savory palate. And so what winds up happening is if you're sitting out and everybody in your social circles having a cocktail, well, why don't you ask for sparkling water and bitters from the bartender? They always have it. It's at any bar. The waiter or waitress probably doesn't know what it is because rarely people ask for bitters. But typically they have it because if somebody has had too much and they have a tummy ache, or if somebody just has a tummy ache and they're at the restaurant, or women that have morning sickness, you can ask for digestive bitters and soda water, and you will literally put the nausea down. You will prepare your body's digestive system. So bitters are your key to better digestion. Everything is better with bitters. How about them apples? Bam! I'm on a roll this morning.
See, you need to keep. Are you listening to him?
Ethan, are you taking notes?
Are you taking notes? Ethan is our guy that like comes up like with crazy puns and everything.
I hope he's loving it. I hope he helps me out.
He said earlier, he said nothing beats this show.
Oh, baby.
That's why we were talking about beats. I was like, that's great.
Let's turn up the beat.
You missed it. Come on, Ethan. Okay, so we have a question here from Mercy.
Man.
Can you recommend an over-the-counter pill to help with weight loss?
Can I recommend an over-the-counter pill to help with weight loss? So anything that's going to drive bile production in the liver. So you would look for things that have, beet products in it, or things that are going to have choline in it, or things that are going to have glutamine in it. From a perspective of stimulating metabolism. We use products in our office called GlutaShield that will strengthen the digestive tract. It's an L-glutamine product that thickens the gut lining, seals and heals any holes or leaky gut issues that people are dealing with, which that's a whole nother topic. And then we also use products that actually drive metabolic function. We just came out with a new product called Metabolic Forte, which is a product designed to create boost in metabolism. So you can call our office and look into this stuff. Thytrophin PMG, it's a thyroid upregulating support product. So there are tons of things that we use in our clinic to help drive metabolism. I don't have a lot of suggestions out in the world because a lot of the stuff that's over the counter is synthetic in nature, which means that it's derived from substances we wouldn't want to put in our body. And so we want to look at quality. We want to look at resource. Where is it coming from? And is it really capable of delivering the results? Because do you know that B vitamins can be extrapolated out of coal tar in the street, put into a product, and because it's synthesized B vitamins, it's clean. They can call that B vitamins, but that's not the kind of B vitamins that God intended you to consume. And a lot of these, from a molecular perspective, are what we call left-handed molecules. They rotate in a left-handed direction. We want things that are more of a right turn product, and that's more real food-based substances. So a lot of times when we look at products over the counter, we look at the source. If you see high doses of vitamins, 5,000, 1,000, 500 even, in some cases, milligrams of this substance or that, it's synthetic. And when you put synthetic products in, like let's take vitamin C, for example. Everybody, because I want to talk about a little bit of immune system, right? And so everybody knows that when you're sick, you take vitamin C. Y'all heard this?
Yeah, drink more orange juice.
Yeah. So, but what happens is people are taking this to an extreme. They're living on 500, 1,000, 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C and above. But if you look at the molecular makeup of an orange, the orange is made up of the ascorbic acid, which is what is extrapolated out of nature, packaged up into this 500 milligram tablet or 1,000 milligram pill, and is sold to us, right? But there's tyrosinase, an enzyme that helps break down the use of the real vitamin C factor. There is vitamins P, K, and J. There's other cofactors and bioflavonoids that make up what we call not vitamin C, but the C complex. The complex is in every vitamin that you've ever heard of. Vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin D. These are all complexes. They're not isolated nutrients. So when you see beta carotene, what if you're not getting but one isolated nutrient in, and they call that by the FDA standard, vitamin A. Well, that's why people have challenges with deficiencies in their body. That's why women have to be careful taking vitamin A when they're pregnant. That's why, what happens with vitamin C, for example, at 500 milligrams and above, it disrupts the mitochondria, your energy pumps. It disrupts your digestive tract. It can unravel DNA in the brain. So we have to teach people to eat and know what they're buying. It's not as simple as just going and grabbing something over the counter, because it could be laden with fillers and products that you don't want to put in your body.
Right now it is 9:07. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got Dr. Aaron Chapa and we got intern Ethan in studio. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about like the diet pills. I feel like that is something that a lot of people have maybe considered. Everybody was like, hey, I want to lose a lot of weight, a little weight. They can lose some weight. So like with diet pills, how do those even work? I know that some are caffeine stimulated.
Most of them.
And then you had mentioned some of them are like metabolism boost. Some of them are metabolism boosting. And those are the ones that you should probably try and lean towards.
Well, so things that have real food in it.
Okay.
So, but what a lot of people are getting prescribed are things that are stimulants through and through. Now, something like the amino acid bandwagon, that's a good, stimulant for your for your metabolism, or looking at things that create movement through, if you look at the food base that doesn't have these artificial sugars or doesn't have caffeine in it, those right there tell you that you have to question if the quality of herbs and stuff that they're putting in some of these energy drinks are what we would hope there to be whenever it's the second ingredient's caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we associate a high metabolism with the buzz we get from caffeine, not recognizing that the herbs that we're consuming might be they're synthetic or they're cheap. I mean, and when our line of product, we get them out of Australia by a guy named Kerry Bone. And then we have, Dr. Weed up in Austin. These guys, if they can't find a quality herb, they don't make the product. Like this herbal, cough syrup is wild cherry bark and spikenard root. And if he can't make it, guess what he doesn't make? He doesn't make this. So he makes this 3 months out of the year because that's when he can gather up that, that level of herb to make this cocktail. And so a lot of times, and this comes back down to the difference between whole food and synthetic nutrition. At Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, our goal is to not put synthetic products in your body. We want to feed you at the cellular level. We believe all life starts and stops at the cellular level, and nutrition is your fundamental backbone. So I was just going to see if I could find a quick 2018 top 4 weight loss pills and just see what, the FDA deems necessary.
Yeah, what is safe and available, I'm guessing like over the counter or something.
Yeah, and so, that just lost that one. Here we go. I find it interesting. See if I can get the ingredients. I need the ingredients because they have the name, like this one's called Hyper Shred.
Sounds like it works.
Yeah, I mean, who
I'm thinking hyper energy shred. I'm thinking like, hey, I'm shredded with muscle or chicken.
But it's interesting. The read more button is broken, so I can't open
Convenient.
it. Yeah. So and a lot of times, and this is where I love, these sales pitches that these guys are throwing, is you have to go through, tons of pages before you can actually find the ingredient list. But this Hyper Shred capitalizes on the use of, guess what ingredient?
Caffeine.
Absolutely. And you're not even looking at the same thing. And why is that? Because it is primarily a caffeine product. So now we're making a person relying on rocket fuel to get their metabolism up and going. I'm a firm believer that we want to get our body's natural glandular axis, the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, the adrenal glands, the gonads. If you're male, is your testes. If you're a female, it's your ovaries, and getting that whole system to sing off the same sheet of music without rocket fuel, without stimulants. And if we can do that, we're having a more robust longevity in our metabolism. It's not going to be an up and down roller coaster ride through your day.
Dr. Chapa, we got a couple questions. Right now it's 9:11. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
This one comes from Sandy Williamson. She says, I believe I have an undiagnosed autoimmune disease. Where would be a good place to start to try to keep the symptoms from taking over?
So all autoimmunity is an advanced inflammatory cascade that has been going on. So if it's undiagnosed, you want to start looking at the gut. You want to start, because to say what test do you need to find this out, I don't know if it's a GI issue you're having or if it's a thyroid issue, but there's tests in those departments that we could isolate and figure out, what type of autoimmunity you're dealing with. I've had patients, that, come in and we aren't running like the standard thyroid panel today doesn't encompass the autoimmune antigens that we need to be looking at and antibodies to look at in order to determine if you have a true autoimmune thyroid. And so we run these types of functional tests in our office. We're a functional medicine clinic where we're taking standardized tests and we're using these tests to help you figure out and understand your body's breakdown more effectively. And so if you've got an undiagnosed situation, you probably do. You're probably the person. There's a great book that says, why is my thyroid blood test normal, but I feel terrible or lousy or something like that? And it's because it's an undiagnosed condition issue going on in the background that's not showing up on blood work. A lot of the tests today don't take into consideration that people are functionally ill. They're only looking for pathology. And your body can have an 80% damaged liver and never show up on a blood report. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, your liver is the giver. You take care of your liver, you take care of your digestive tract. So what I encourage people to do, if you have an undiagnosed condition, start with inflammatory foods. The four inflammatory foods are wheat, dairy, corn, and soy. If you pull those babies out of your diet, and you might say to yourself, how am I going to do that? Well, that's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. We're going to teach you how to make these lifestyle shifts and changes, because what you eat's important, but what you don't eat's more important. And then we're going to feed the digestive tract. We're going to heal the gut. We're going to clean out the gut. I would ask this patient, person, if they have a bowel movement every day. A lot of times autoimmunity is due to advanced stagnation, long-term stagnation. The body isn't moving the waste and debris out. And so we're going to try to get the bowels to move. So we're going to feed the gut. We're going to nourish the gut. We're going to enhance the liver enzyme productivity so that the body is breaking down food more effectively.
We have another question. You're listening to KHEAradio.com and 99.5 FM. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa. Curt, let's hear the question. You got this one.
All right, it's from Holly. Holly asks, can you ask him what would he recommend on his daughter? Her daughter was born without a thyroid, and she takes thyroid medicine and will for the rest of her life. What would he recommend to add? She's 7.
So, whenever we deal with kids, and we have, in this case, how I say things like, if you weren't genetically born with it, it can be reversed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still, in this case, this little girl has no thyroid. So obviously we have a bigger hill to climb. But what I would be doing is I would be enhancing the hypothalamic activity of the body. I'd be helping the pituitary be more robust. I'd be helping the adrenals be more robust. I'd be helping. At this point, you don't have to worry too much at 7 about her ovaries, but they still need to be, something that in the next 5 years need to be, worked with. So we would be feeding. I use a lot of glandular products in the office that have, gland tissue in it, what we call the bone or the organ mineral template. That organ mineral template might be as if when you look at it, you're going to see bovine pituitary. You're going to be like, who eats that?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, it's cow pituitary, but it's not like you're eating the actual organ pituitary. It's a mineral template of that organ, and it makes that organ more robust. So it's like treats like. Whenever you eat a substance, when you eat liver, it feeds your liver. When you eat brain, it feeds your brain. And so when we do the same with the glands, in the olden days, people ate the visceral tissue, the organ meats, over the muscle meats that we eat today. We threw the muscle meats that we eat today to the dogs. We ate the organ meats. And if you've seen old movies, Westerns, and you would see like the Comanches go out and, hunt buffalo or whatever. And all of a sudden, maybe not Comanches, I think those are the ones that scout people, right?
Wow.
but
maybe so.
I'm sorry if you're a Comanche. I didn't mean to make any Indian references. But they would cut the tongue out of a buffalo and they would eat the tongue. That was like a delicacy. Who does that today?
Hispanic people. Not the buffalo, but still like cow.
Well, right. But
yeah,
Hispanic people that nobody else eats. I've never had, I'm like a quarter Hispanic. My left leg, I think. And
you're missing out 3/4. Let's go get some lengua.
I need some. Is it lengua's tongue?
Tongue, yeah.
Let's go get some lengua for lunch.
Yeah. What about heart? Because whenever you're mentioning like Native Americans and stuff, I always in movies and stuff, it's like, oh, I cut out the heart of, right. And then they
eat it,
and then they do it with fishing. And I found out like if you get your first fish that's like a certain kind. This is like in fishing culture. I don't know. I haven't done this. Maybe I would. I don't know. But they would cut out the heart and like eat it if it's like your first one, or take a bite or something.
And so when you eat this cod liver oil, the heart of the animal feeds the heart of us as well. Like the mineral templates are they're similar. So we have patients that come in after we run what's called a heart sound recorder. We can dictate and find where their B vitamin glitches are. We can find where their essential fatty acid glitches are. We can find where their adrenals aren't working like they're supposed to. They got too much fats, bad fats, inflammatory fats in their blood. We'll use heart tissue to make the heart sounds, the S1 and S2 sound, more robust. That might be something else we do with this 7-year-old, is we increase the circulatory system so that she's able to move nutrition from point A to point B. So I don't know if that really answers your question, because I'm not actually telling you what to do, but I use products that will drive metabolism. I have a product called Cardiotrophin PMG, Cardio Plus, and the whole point of that is to create movement in the circulatory system, for example.
Well, I will say she said thank you, so I feel like she got, some useful information out of that.
Awesome, yeah.
And there's always a lot to take in. I mean, and everything is a case by case, and that's definitely like a special case.
And it is, because and I want you to know, I love working with little kids, and that's part of why we made our new commercial. So if you haven't seen our new commercial, got to share that out. But we have kids in our video because I love working with kids. If I'm running, late and I'm in a hurry, but a kid calls up to the office, or a parent calls the office and their kid has 103 fever, I'm going to work them into my schedule, because the kids, I'm a parent, I got 4 kids, and I know what it's like whenever if I didn't know, the first time I worked my kid through 103 fever, I was nervous, and I have this knowledge, but I was still nervous. So for, working with children, especially in this, like a sensitive situation like this with no thyroid, we've got to find ways to outperform her deficiency. And her deficiency is she's doomed to be on, this thyroid medication, maybe. See, I'm not even convinced that she's doomed to be there. I'm just saying that if she does nothing, the way things are going, that's what she's going to be left with. But if we can get in there and stir the pot, so to speak, and get her a metabolic system working, her digestive system working, her circulatory system working, all of a sudden we might find that we have a different, a game to play.
And that's one of the things that you and I have talked about, and I think on the show as well. People with, I think it's MS, right? Where we've seen people who doctors have said, you have MS, you're going to have that the rest of your life. And then they come to you and you help them out, and the MS is gone, correct?
So, and yes. And what's really fascinating is it's not just, they give them a clean bill of health. They take it off of their diagnostic roster of diseases. And when that's pretty much unheard of, but it comes back down to what we found, like David Perlmutter, medical doctor, wrote a great book. I met him in Florida at a conference, and he wrote a book called Grain Brain. And he talks a lot about these scans in this book from an inflammatory perspective of, in this case, grains. The grains would create an inflammatory response in the brain that mimicked and modeled multiple sclerosis. And I think a lot of it comes down to consumption. We're over consuming, one particular style of product, and we create disease symptoms that we weren't genetically born with, that look in what we call pseudo. They look like, but they're not, a brain issue. And we take the inflammatory foods out. What you eat is important, but what you don't eat is more important, guys. Wheat, dairy, corn, soy, MSG, artificial sugars, high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated oil. Get this stuff out of your diet. It isn't worth it. If it is in your Coke, if it's in your soda, if it's in your drink of choice, if it's in your gum, if it's in your toothpaste, it's not worth it. What you put in your body is important, but what you don't put in is more important.
I never think to look at my toothpaste and read the ingredients, but I guess that's important. Right now, you're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 9:22. If you're watching on social media, feel free to share this out. I guarantee you there are people on your friends list who are suffering from symptoms or maybe some kind of disease that they could learn and benefit from today's show. So we do have a question that somebody asked. They asked, are reoccurring mouth ulcers caused from autoimmune or gut issues?
Nope.
That's just something you get?
No, absolutely not. They are caused from a calcium deficiency. The calcium levels are low in the body. So is this a kid or is this an adult?
Well, it's
Amber Helms. It looks like an adult.
Okay, so
it's just like a kid.
Possibly.
the
Maybe.
kids skipping school listen to KT radio. That's awesome.
It's possible.
It's possible. So let's just assume that it's an adult. So if it's a kid, we think the kid might be going through growing spurt. And so their calcium is being drawn out of the tissues to go do other things for growing and metabolic development. And therefore, ulcer will be the first check engine light. Nosebleeds, check engine light for calcium deficiency, right? Or weak capillaries, but most time it's a calcium issue. And so we want to ask her a different question. Hey, do you have Charlie horses, cramps, aches, anxiety in your legs, feet, arms, and hands? If you do, come to Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. We have calcium lactate. It's a plant-based calcium. The calcium is it takes 2 chemical reactions to be used in the body. Where most calciums that are purchased, calcium carbonate, for example, has to go through 11 chemical reactions before it can be used in the body metabolically. And so if you have a poor digestive tract, you're not going to be able to break down that calcium into its usable need. So typically, simply calcium lactate will fix ulcers in the mouth. We also have a powdered version where we'll actually put it right on the ulcer. And so if you've got kids with braces and they're getting their teeth, the braces are tearing up the gums and they have an ulcer, that's typically an indicator of that we need to put calcium as a Band-Aid right there.
So when I get those ulcer stuff on the side of my nose, is that calcium deficiency?
Yeah, you're having it's like a fever blister in and around the nose. So calcium deficiencies look at ulcers and fever blisters. Fever blisters are the ones around the mouth. Ulcers are inside the mouth or inside or around the nostrils. And so I will say though, ulcers in the mouth or a geographical tongue, if you look at your tongue and it doesn't look uniform, it looks like it's got little patterns and weird. Yeah, whoa, easy, Kurt. Kurt, you're scaring the people on the air over there.
I made sure to do it off the camera.
That's right. But I don't know. I think there was a tongue that was seen on the microphone. They're gonna be like, "What was he doing?" But the digestive tract is a mirror representation of the mouth. The mouth is a mirror representation. Your skin is a mirror representation of the digestive tract. So you could have intestinal ulcers. You could have inflammation down in the gut that could manifest in the mouth. I'm not saying that's not the case, but most of the time it's the simple calcium.
So Amber did answer. She said she was asking for herself and her 2 kids. So I think you kind of answered most of that.
Rock on. Well, I'm happy to do that, Amber. That's awesome. And I will tell you, I won't forget. So I was listening to a old podcast, and in those days it probably wasn't a podcast. This was like from the 1940s that I heard this. I wasn't around at the 1940s, but I mean,
how old are you, Dr. Chapa?
I'm like 75 years old.
You look good.
Good for 75.
Man, Living Well Clinical Nutrition is really working.
Anti-aging, baby. No, so but this guy named Rolly, he was a mechanic. He was a dentist. He has a lot of the things that we use today in our modern world. He was a forerunner in development. And one of the first things that I ever heard him say is, I wish I could play it. Maybe I will find it and I can play it. But this guy asked, what is the etiology of canker sores? So canker sores are mouth ulcers. Mm-hmm. And he says, it's simple, calcium lactate. And then he tells this story about this little boy that was that was sick all the time and nobody could fix him. And they came into his office and he gave him calcium lactate, and literally that was it. And this kid never had canker sores again, wasn't sickly anymore. It turned his whole health picture around. So sometimes our body just needs a boost in a particular area, and all of a sudden the system just kicks on and runs like it's supposed to. It's awesome.
That's cool. I know a lot of people have questions. Feel free to ask questions on social media. Kurt has been dying to ask this question. I've been seeing him motion signal at me and stuff. So let us know, Kurt, what you got?
We got a third base coach over here. So tonight, I'm cooking a typical Lebanese dinner. It's called kibi or kuba. In my family, it's called a little bit of different stuff. It has ground beef in it. But then it also has something that usually isn't in the American diet, and it was really, really hard to find last night, and it's cracked wheat. Have you ever heard anything about cracked wheat before?
Sounds dangerous.
My grandma actually said yesterday, she's like, I really love this dish. I don't know if it's because of the cracked wheat. And it's literally, I had to hunt down an HEB employee and be like, hey.
I mean, it's a grain, right?
I think so. It's definitely different.
I mean, the way my brain would just jump to it is it's going to be like the difference between an oat and a steel cut oat. It's the form at which the wheat comes, but it's still wheat. Now, it might be a cleaner wheat. I can't say that I use cracked wheat in any dishes that I'm making. I had, for example, a friend of mine made me a Thai dish last night, all gluten-free, dairy-free. And instead of rice, I had coconut rice. I had cauliflower rice.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was amazing. So let's look at this. 9-grain cracked wheat. Here goes. This is your grandma's favorite dish, right? So you should make it. It's your grandma.
Yes.
Right. And so, but let's say that how would I, number one, it's a grain. Grains slow down bowel motility. This particular grain might be less processed than other, store-bought breads and things of that nature, which I would say awesome. Like I've just pulled up one Old Country Health store, and it's a wheat Montana grain, and I don't know. It doesn't really say much else, but let's just say that it's very minimally tampered with, which is what I'd hope, because a lot of it says, 7 grain, but with additional durum wheat and brown flaxseed. So it's an enhanced, flavorful, more rich, got some extra fats in there. So it might be more whole with the B vitamins. So like
the one that I bought last night, I'm looking at the nutrition facts here. It says high in fiber, no cholesterol, no salt. So total fat is 0.5 grams. Saturated fats are 0, trans fats are 0, cholesterol 0, sodium 0. Carbs is 30 grams.
What's it say at the ingredients on the left there? So,
ingredients just said cracked wheat.
Yeah. So, so that's, look at that. So let's just when you're looking at ingredients on a label, I can read that, right? Can we all agree? We can make, that's not like a foreign term, like, monosodium glutamate. Or
right.
Partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil, right? That's one ingredient. That's what you want. You want something that has very little ingredients. So you did good. So grain, like when you do that type of grain, it does have B vitamins in it. It's not the devil, right? But grains in excess is where people get in trouble. And what I mean by grains in excess is they eat cereal for breakfast, and Pop-Tarts for breakfast, and pastries for breakfast, and sandwiches for lunch, and crackers for mid-afternoon snack, and pasta and bread for dinner. They were overindulging at that point. And then when you look at the ingredients of, like, I can just see that one, kind of garlic bread, Texas garlic bread.
Texas toast.
Yeah, that you like warm up in the oven. When you look at the ingredients, there's like 75 ingredients in it. And you're like,
yeah,
daggum. Like, I'm eating a chemistry lab set, and at that point, that's when we start questioning whether or not it's real food. And, and that's why things like, what we were joking about last week with the McDonald's hamburger, it has so many preservatives in it. It will look the same for the next 5 years, 10 years.
Weren't we going to try to do that as an experiment?
It was your job because you knew where McDonald's was. None of us knew where it was.
I don't remember where McDonald's is.
Ethan looks like he's ready to run out and get one.
It's the brain fog that Kurt is experiencing.
Okay. Wait, where am I again?
Grab the unicorn.
Grab
the unicorn.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please let us know. We had Vanessa shared her story. She had her daughter come in 2016. And you saw her, her left eye closed, and she was diagnosed with some stuff, and you were able to treat her.
Yeah, and it was honestly one of the most interesting cases that had ever come in. We got a high school senior, and she, one of her eyes just went lazy on her, and she would see double vision. It's like they weren't connected. We found, parasites in the metals, if I recall, and we found all kinds of, burdens that her body was carrying, and it was just one of those cases of the suddenlies. suddenly this happened out of the blue, and we had to deburden that body. We had to do we have some cool cranial nerve strengthening techniques that we can do in the office using cold laser and functional neurology. And we're really thankful for the tools. And what I loved about working with Vanessa and her family, and this is what I would encourage anybody, because it wasn't like a one treatment issue, right? We had to rule out a tumor. We had to rule out, different situations. But what I loved about, and what I would encourage other people that are going through processes that they're uncomfortable with, that they're nervous about, and that don't resolve overnight, is that if you stick with the program that we build at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we focused. If you stick with it long enough and you follow through with those recommendations, you're going to get better. Everybody does. And the reason I know that is because what you eat is important, but what you don't eat is more important. So if I can get you to stop poisoning your body long enough, and if I can fuel your body with basic building blocks of vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, balancing your pH, getting the infectious burdens down in your body, I know that whatever condition you bring into the office, we can support, we can help, we can make your immune system stronger, your cardiovascular system stronger, your nervous system stronger. It is a really amazing philosophy to live by. And it's literally trusting in that what God created will heal if you give it enough time and you stop poisoning it. So thanks, Vanessa, for that wonderful, kind word.
Right now it's 9:34. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Go ahead and share this video out. Make sure that you hit the like button. Ask questions if you have them. And we have Lori who asked a question as well. She said, when you talk about old-fashioned oats, is the Quaker oats, quick 1-minute oats, are those good for you or are they not good for you?
And so I would go back to, because you can look on those ingredients too, and they're pretty low in names of ingredients. And when you look into the little packages that you tear open and you pour in a bowl and put hot water over, those typically are definitely not. The one that you just mentioned is not the worst thing in the world for you, because it doesn't have the added sugar. It doesn't have all these other things, problems. But the idea that it's got a giant heart on it, that it's heart healthy, I can't necessarily stand behind that. That's good marketing. So with oats, my daughter likes to eat, steel cut oats, and I've taught her how to make it. We actually take oats, steel cut oats. Steel cut oats are going to be one level processed up from where rolled oat is. So it's going to be a little bit crunchier, but it's still, dilutes down in water, and it's like my daughter calls it slop. and so she'll put butter in her slop. She'll put about 30 seconds before she takes it off the heat, I've taught her to put a raw egg in it, and we stir that raw egg in it for 30 seconds. And you can't see the egg, you can't taste the egg, but it slightly cooks the egg just enough where she's getting protein and fat, and she's balancing that heavy loaded carb breakfast. So instead of her eating just a oatmeal-based cereal, she's eating a heavy fat with the butter, and she's eating a good solid protein and good brain food in the egg, and the yolk of the egg with that mixture. And so that is a better way to eat your oatmeal, is to not eat it just by itself, because all that's going to do is spike your insulin. And when you spike your insulin, you shut off all fat burning hormones in your body. And when you shut off all fat burning hormones in your body, we're sad, and nobody wants to be sad.
So we have a couple more questions. Lori Hughes says, my daughter is 10 years old. Lately, she has been experiencing a lot of tiredness. She is healthy and very active. She gets a full night's sleep. Some of her hormones are starting up. I'm clueless on how to adjust her diet and vitamins to help her energy levels and help her body as it changes.
So number one, I would say she's 10 years old and her hormones are starting up. Right there, that tells us that she's got blood sugar issues. Right there, also, we have to rule out that she's not anemic. Right there, we have to make sure that that she has the resources, building blocks, so to speak, the B vitamin reserves, that her body can stabilize her energy pumps, make those mitochondria produce ATP, energy money, for daily function, for resources for her to get through her day. If her cycle is already starting we have to make she's struggling with, and this is the same. So there's 2 puberties for females and males. In the male world, they call it menopause, where they go through a midlife crisis. That's the second puberty. Menopause is the shutdown of female sex hormone production at the fertility level. That is a menopausal midlife craze that occurs to females. But in this early stage of pubescence, which 10 years old is definitely early, that means that blood sugar is off. That means that she is lacking in nutrients that have created her body to think that she's ready for cycling. And it could be from her diet. She could be, we don't realize it, but there's hormones in the milk. There's hormones in a lot of the food that we're consuming. So this is where we would be looking at, maybe we need to shift her over to, cleaner types of chicken that aren't hormone fed, or cleaner types of red meat that are grass fed and not, just commercially raised, because the hormones that are in the food process, and then the fake food, the processes that are in, like the candies and the pastries and the things that we're putting in, they're offsetting the blood sugar. So now we're throwing kerosene on a hormonal fire. Her adrenal glands are overstressed, and they're not holding her in a pre-puberty state in the right time frame. So we have to be mindful. Like this little girl definitely needs some attention on looking at her diet, evaluating stagnation in the body, making sure she's not developing toxicity at a young age just by having, a bowel movement every 3 days, for example, making sure she doesn't have other symptoms, rashes and excessive sweating and things like that. So there are things that we can do to support her adrenal glands and feed those adrenals. B vitamins are a good thing. Essential fatty acids, black currant seed oil, really powerful. It's a product of gamma linoleic acid. And gamma linoleic acid is a fuel for healthy adrenal hormones. And when you have healthy adrenal hormones, you can stabilize the sex hormones that are trying to develop too early. The body will literally go, oh, wait, I'm too early. I need to slow this process down. So great. Excellent question.
We got another question from Stephanie, and Curt wants to get this one asked. We want to make sure we get as many questions asked and answered as we can.
I was trying to tell you the reason why we missed this was posted on our Monday show and not today's show. That's why it didn't show up during the comments. But it's from Stephanie, and she said, are supplements as bioavailable as the nutrients in the food we eat, or is it better to get these nutrients from your food?
Oh, excellent. So I wish we lived in a world where we could say that our food is enough. And I have patients come in that will tell me, I refuse to take supplements. Mm-hmm. So that obviously makes it very challenging for me, but we do the best we can. But at the end of the day, what I always find is they never get better as fast, number one. And sometimes they don't get the traction they need to really move forward. It's always like, unfortunately, we're managing a situation because, food today isn't the food that Jesus was eating. Food today isn't the stuff that was in the Garden of Eden. And so the food supply, there's a great book called by Bernard Jensen. It's called Empty Harvest. And it's an old book. I found a copy of it at a library, and it had this really beautiful delicacy of produce on the front, a basket of fruits and vegetables. But it was all black and white. And it was really weird to me. I don't know why I commented on it to myself, because I was just more interested in the material in the book. But I was like, why would he go through the process of making this ornate, beautiful, detailed bushel of plants and produce and fruits and vegetables in this basket on the cover and make the whole cover black and white? I said, that's dumb. I read 40 pages in the book and I go, I got it. The Empty Harvest. This beautiful, ornate abundance of food that we have available in our society, and we're living the empty harvest. There's no nutrient value there. And a lot of it's because we don't crop rotate well. A lot of it's because we use fertilizers and chemicals to enhance the growing speed of these quote unquote pseudo foods. And so the food supply should be our first place to get nutrition. Okay. Now, what's better, eating candy bars or eating, fruit that's maybe not organic? I mean, some people would say the fruit's as much as the candy, but at the reality, your body has seen the molecular makeup of the fruit. It hasn't seen in its biochemical gene pool of years, the candy bar makeup. So a candy bar a day is not going to keep the doctor away. You've been watching too much television.
But potentially a genetically modified apple could.
Well, so to your point this is why a Dr. Chapa exists in the world. This is why Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center has, an office where we can work on people, because you're right. I mean, fake food will only build make-believe health. Make-believe food leads to make-believe health. So we don't want to put make-believe genetically engineered apples into our body either. But the body will notice factors in food far more superior than it will in processed chemicals put together in the form of a candy bar. And we call that a nutrition. And so when we look at food today, we do the best we can. We're all in this together. That's why we all can control the diet spending power by where we buy our food. Buy local. Find local markets. Natural Living in League City, they have a great natural organic market. Irma's Nutrition Store in Nassau Bay has a great, every Saturday, a huge farmer's market. There's places everywhere that have a farmer's market. Go to your local farmer's market, support these local farmers, get to know what they're talking about, and you'll start realizing that it's not just me over here talking about this stuff. This is real issues that we really need to be mindful of. There are marketing dollars spent, billions and billions of dollars, on you buying a particular type of food. They know that if they can get you eating junk food by 9 years old, that you're hooked. That's why I love this company. Look at this. This is a company called Go Raw, and they even say right here, junk-free food. I mean, it's wonderful. And
What are those?
You would love this, because this has got some spicy.
I like spicy stuff.
Fiesta. See,
It kind of looks like the kale stuff that we used to do, those kale chips or something.
Yeah, but
Is it like a snack?
This is sunflower seeds, jalapeno, cilantro, lime juice, spices, Celtic sea salt, garlic powder, and pumpkin seeds.
Can I try some?
Absolutely. But watch. All those things you would know. What if I started rattling off all these biochemical terms? Chlorine, for example,
Yeah, no thanks.
aspartame, partially hydrogenated oil. You wouldn't want to try it. Please go ahead. Junk-free food. So
Sweet.
the answer is we have to supplement in this society. I'm so sorry, folks. If you believe food is the only answer, unless you're living on a farm like my friend Dr. Hill, and raising his own cattle, raising his own produce, and living off the land in an all organic situation, man, I don't know how it's going to work out for you. But if you are living in the city like the rest of us, come by. We have whole food nutrition. It was grown in Palmyra, Wisconsin. It's healthy. It's vibrant. It's going to make your body whole and complete, and it's going to give your body tools and resources that you can't get anywhere else in the synthetic vitamin industry.
Cool.
So,
Right now it's
Great
9:46.
question.
You're listening to KHEA Radio. We got Ethan lighting up the comment stream over here. He said, I just have to read this one. Ethan says, my doctor said to eat more greens, so I decided to go on a diet. Dying in green. Get him any way you can, I guess.
Way to be, Eaton. I love it.
Ooh, I love this. This is good stuff.
I know. It's fantastic. Guys, I want you to know, so, my whole setup, when I started in practice, Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, visit us at our website, justlivewell.com. Come by and see us in League City. Call us at 281-554-8600. Jennifer and I are over there building cases and programs for people, helping many, many folks come through. We have a great support staff that want to help you live better, be better, and stay better. And, my focus when I got into practice was to find the underlying cause of disease. My dad died of a heart attack at 19. When I was 19, he was 53. That's just terribly too young. And and if you're a parent out there and you're running the streets, you're chasing your tail, you're stressed out of your mind. And if on a scale of 0 to 10, you would say that your stress level is between a 7 through a 10, you need to come see us. We've got resources that can help calm your stress load down where you're not in a responsive state, a reactive state. Which was where you would be at a 7 to a 10. We can pull you down into what we call a more responsive state where your body is not reacting to the world, it's responding to the world. And that is an important place to be if you want to be a functional member of society, if you want to be, strong in your parenting roots, if you want to be a good, productive member in your workplace. I think that all the things that we teach, we have a health and wellness pack. It's got 200 phytonutrients, phytochemicals from carrots, for example. It's got tuna omega in it. Tuna is high in EPA, which is a type of fat that drives healthy brain function, and it has support for the liver to make the liver more productive in its ability to digest and detox waste and trash out of the body that we don't need. If everybody just took our vitality pack and that was it, I think that people would see and feel a difference in a way that they wouldn't. If they compounded that with, say, our Greens 8000, the one that you guys did on the detox, that's 21 servings of fruits and vegetables in a powder.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an easy way to get nutrition into your kids' lives, into your own life. Whenever the world is we're surrounded by junk food. We're surrounded by make-believe food. And so using some of these tools and resources, and this is, again, why Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center was born, why we've grown to where we've grown, is because we believe that it all starts with food.
It does. And we're learning as well. And it's been a good time. Curt, did you learn anything today?
I learned a lot. I learned that I made a wise decision last night when I chose cracked wheat.
Well, I think as long as you're not eating cracked wheat every meal, making grandma's recipes.
I'm really excited to try this tonight.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the first time that I've ever done it.
You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. I do want to ask Dr. Chapa, as we are coming to a close here, and we've been having a good time. So we got connected with Premier Martial Arts because of you. Did you see the giveaway video that we did? We're giving away a year of training for free today.
I thought it was last week.
Well, the video comes to an end today. So we did it was actually a little bit less than a week.
No, I didn't see it, but I want to say I love Premier Martial Arts. I love Master Al Garza. His whole philosophy is working and building what he calls sheepdogs, those that can guide the sheep away from danger and help kids be stronger, more confident in just their presence, not in just what they can do and skill. He builds their philosophy, he builds their mindset, and I mean, I love this man a lot. He always harasses me to get back in the gym, and I'm coming back, Master Garza. But I am fired up, for whoever earns that year of membership. They are in for a wild ride and a fantastic treat.
Yes. My son, so he's gone 3 times. Yesterday was his 3rd time to go, and he's loving it. So he's 5, and he's having a blast. But there's people, before that, there was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, with adults taking place. And so he had to wait for that before he got in there. So it's literally people from the ages of 3 years old all the way up. I think the oldest person I've seen there has to be like maybe in their 80s, but they're out there training it and making it happen.
That's right. And it goes back to what one of my mentors have always said. He said, if the dude don't move, the dude don't groove. So if you are not moving, guys, if you're stuck behind a desk, stand up, wiggle around, move your hips, move your butt, get things going. Yes, stretch. I'm going to stretch with you guys. Stretch it out. And what happens is when you stretch it out and you start moving and grooving, your body wakes up. Those joints need to be nourished through movement. They need to be nourished through water. And so, this is, again, we try to make what the world has made complex medicine and make it simple through nutrition. We believe all life starts and stops at the cellular level. Nutrition is your fundamental backbone. Good whole food supplementation is your first right step. And calling our office at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, 281-554-8600, is also your first next fantastic step. So we want to encourage you guys. Let us help you. That's what we're here for. That's why this show is going on. I'm so thankful to be on with you guys. I love KHEA Radio. I love 99.5. And if you guys are out in the social media world, tune in every week, ask your questions, bring questions, and make sure you share our videos and help us grow the radio station, because people need this information. People need to know that there's an alternative to whatever, answer they've been getting that is drug-based.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us this week, Dr. Chapa. So next Tuesday, right?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
We're going to be back 8:30 next Tuesday with Dr. Aaron Chapa
30-ish.
for Chapa Talk.
That's right.
Choppa
Choppa
style.
Talk. Hey, I like Choppa style.
Chapa style.
I like Choppa Talk. We got to get all this like really narrowed down where it's on like a memo pad. We can start
Just read it.
ironing it out.
Or even a button where you just press the button and it says,
Oh, that would be cool if we had
This
those
is
little
our
sound
show.
effects.
Choppa
This is
Talk. Yeah.
Choppa Talk Radio, 99.5 KHEA Radio.
Exactly.
You still like that? It's pretty good.
That was pretty good. I
I mean,
should have
off
hit
the cuff.
We are recording this, so we may be able to go back and use that. So we had Cody Gar. One more thing before we go. Cody Garza said, "Can't wait to have you back, Dr. Chapa." But before that, he had said, "Prove it." When you're talking about like, I need to get back in there. I need. To
Oh
get back
yeah,
in
thank you, Cody, for your encouragement there. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm definitely all over it. You're awesome, dude.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're taking a quick break. We will be back.
Bye bye.
Sweet. Okay.
Awesome. So coming up next, we still have the giveaway that we're going to announce the winner of. And then we have National Night Out. There's an organization, it's a community that is going to be
Having Kurt out and me.
yeah, we're going to be out there in the
Having a good time.
Meadow Creek area.
Yes. But I guess before that, or should we wait till the end? What do we want to do for the year?
For the
I do
year giveaway.
want to say this. Let me turn the mic off. And we're back. How are y'all doing?
We're well. Good morning.
My name is Gardy.
We're fans. How are you?
What's your name?
I go by Junior.
Junior.
Yes, sir.
Ashley Mullen.
Ashley
Nice to meet
Jr. Ashley and Jr. Nice to meet y'all. Sweet. Of course. Yes.
Oh yeah. And then you can share it on the Facebook as well.
Share it out. Let's let everybody know what's going on. We are excited.
We already have
We're
you guys all
transitioning
over
now.
our Facebook page.
Sweet.
Melissa does this morning.
We were talking about health and talking about
That sounded pretty good.
nutrition and
We're
everything.
throw samples of
Oh, hey, well, heck,
I'm
you
just
just
kidding.
It's actually pretty
This is
good.
No, I was listening to your on the way in.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Oh yeah. These are the junk-free food right here, man. This is absolutely awesome.
Russ says he agrees with me, but I don't know what he agrees about.
Russ, you got to get more information. If
He
you're
must
gonna
have-
agree with Gardy. That's hard to do sometimes.
And that's a junk-free food.
Junk-free
We've
food.
learned some really good foods from.
Hey,
We're listening on the way in.
3 seconds?
Yeah.
I just wanted to run something by you.
So
Bye, Gardy. See you next
I'll
week.
see you,
buddy.
Dr. Chapa.
Y'all have a fantastic show, guys. Y'all in for a treat.
Thank you
Here,
very
let
much.
me,
Appreciate you very
I'll pull
much.
this chair over here. Y'all can all be sitting over here.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that we both get y'all on camera.
Oh,
Good.
Just, I guess we'll just set
he's
it
a
there for
pretty
now.
one. Put him
No, she's our poster child.
And then we'll pull this. We can pull this over, and then y'all can scoot the chairs. But yeah, so
Yeah,
Mike,
I'll scoot mine over.
Okay.
we'll be able to pick up everybody. So y'all doing good today?
We are.
We are
Thank
doing
you.
good.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Ethan, tell y'all. So we're streaming live. I guess y'all know we're streaming live on Facebook right now. So
Yes, sir.
we're good, and just want to make sure we let everybody know, just in case. Sometimes people are like, "Wait, we're live right now." I was like, "Well, yeah,
Always.
we are always live." We stream on YouTube, stream on Facebook, and we have fun. That's
Awesome.
what we do. We
We're
love to
fans. Yep.
learn what's going on in the community, and wherever they'll let us go.
Definitely fans. And we're looking forward to having y'all out tonight.
For sure.
Yes.
That starts at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We can start setting up around 4.
Okay, cool. So it's National Night Out. I've seen some stuff on social media about it, but I honestly don't know too much.
I'll give you kind of a little blurb about what National Night Out is.
Okay.
It's an annual community building campaign that promotes police community partnerships in neighborhoods. Basically, they want to bring neighborhoods and the police department together underneath positive circumstances. You know,
Right.
sometimes when people are, with the fire department or the police department, it could be that you had a house fire, you've gotten pulled over or a car accident or something like that. So basically bringing the community and, the police together in a positive environment and building together safety and community Like I said, it's an
That's
annual
cool.
event, so it's really
the
fun.
police officers, there will be police officers there.
There'll
Or?
be police officers. They bring the fire truck so that the
What?
kids can do a tour of the fire truck. In years past, they've actually even brought out SWAT with the big, the SWAT vehicle.
Yes.
But lots of fun stuff for the kids to come out and see. And again, meet the police officers and the fire department in a positive environment, get safety tips for the neighborhood, ask any questions. So it's a lot of fun.
Somebody asked it earlier. It was actually Dr. Chapa, because he said, well, what do you have going on today? So we told him National Night Out. We're going to be talking about that. He's like, well, you think that's more for a community to meet each other, or for them to, is like a protection, like a safety thing, or like a
Both.
I would say it's both.
Both,
Yeah.
sure.
I think a lot of people in our neighborhood as well come out. We are building a lot of new houses. So they come out, they can meet each other
It
as
was
well,
fun.
which builds, bigger
The mic
community.
was literally perfect. Okay. I'm just watching levels.
So it brings together the neighborhood as well as the police department, fire department with the community.
Cool.
A lot of our neighbors, I mean, they know each other, but they don't know each other.
Right.
So we just try to get them, you kind of might wave hi and pass and everything, but it's just a good opportunity for everybody to basically get away from the television for a while, put your cell phone away for a while, kind of actually interact with your neighbors, get to know them, make some new friends.
Yeah.
So
I met my neighbors. Well, usually whenever people move in, and my wife's like, "Why do you do this?" And I'm just like, "Oh, if they're out there, I want to meet them, just so they know."
That's me.
Right.
Yeah, so they know.
that's
And she's
cool.
like, "Okay." Growing up, I never knew any of my neighbors.
Sure.
That's what she
I
says.
mean, I don't have a fruit basket or nothing like that.
Yeah,
but I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, how's it going? What's
Yeah,
going
they're
on?
outside. You
Right.
pull in.
You have a
like,
different
sure.
kind of basket.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
He delivers it.
Last year, after Harvey, whenever like we were flooded into our house, like one of my neighbors had a big truck, and I was like, "Hey, I really need to go to the grocery store because we don't have any
Sure.
stuff." So I just like went and knocked on the door. So I met some that way, which is kind of like, but to meet him, if I'd had opportunity to meet him on a better circumstance before,
Sure.
which he did
Right.
it, he was
Sure.
it was awesome.
Like,
And now I
you're
know
going
him.
to the store. Here's our list. Go
Sure.
ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Take care
Right.
of this for us, buddy.
He had
You're
just bought a jacked up F-250, and like the day before it started raining, and so he was like, "Man, I can't
Wow.
believe it." And then he made it to the store, and he had already went, and
Perfect timing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Worked
good
out
time to
good.
have a truck
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, don't move.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's-
hey, you have
Here, if you do, yeah,
keep
take
a
your
truck.
neighbor with you.
Yes,
sure.
For sure. So some other things that we have at National Night Out, along with, again, the great League City Police Department coming out and the fire department. We also have vendors that come out
Cool.
and sponsor the event. So we'll have fun stuff for the kids, a bounce house. We have games with prizes. We also sell pizza
Mhm.
and Red River barbecue and drinks. And all of the money, all of that is 100% donated to us. So all of the money, we pick a charity each year
Mhm.
and we give back to a charity or a person. This year we've chosen Coach Leslie Belinsky. She is a coach at Gilmore. And I'll kind of go into her story a little bit later. But anyway, she is going through her second round of cancer treatment. So we wanted to, encourage everybody to come out. We're also doing a raffle. Target donated a $75 gift card. So we're selling tickets for $1 for a chance to win
Cool.
a $75 card. And again, every penny of it will go to Coach Belinsky. So
Ethan
Wow.
will be there. I mean, Ethan's got a pocket full of money. Ethan will be there.
Ethan,
Perfect.
He's already told me up front. He's like, dude, I've got my
Thank
bonus check. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm like,
Perfect.
Ethan.
Wait,
do
interns
I-
make money? Interns make money?
Here they
Facebook.
do.
Oh,
Crazy.
y'all are crazy.
Big bucks. She's like,
Oh,
Wait a
sorry.
minute.
Was that
We
outside?
have
My fault.
it goes someplace else right
Sorry.
now.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
What did we just start?
You did good, Ethan.
Good, Ethan.
You're welcome, buddy.
who's y'all's contact at Target? Just out of curiosity.
One of our other ladies actually made that call, and I'm not sure who I know.
We can find out, though. We can-
Right, we
Oh.
can find out real quick. She contacted the gift cards are coming from actually
Let 'em know.
2 locations: the Target on 646 and then the one on Bay Area Boulevard.
Actually, that might be a good question for they should be watching Facebook Live
Yeah.
right now. So if you picked up on that, maybe if you can chime in, that would
Jennifer,
be great.
if you can give us your contact, that'd be
Let us
great.
know.
Yes,
For sure.
yes.
So
And they've donated almost every year to us. Sometimes they do a cake, sometimes they bring out water.
that's cool.
Yeah, so they're a good.
So Cody Garza, who works Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts, which
Mhm.
is
familiar.
we're
There's
super
League
excited
City.
to be partnering with them
Decent.
on this giveaway video that we're doing. He said, we love sending out demo teams out to perform for National Night Outs.
Awesome.
Let us know if we can help in any way.
absolutely. They came out actually a few years
2 years ago,
ago.
I believe.
And they kind of fell off my radar, unfortunately. I have created a vendor list, and somebody else had contacted them a few years ago, and it was amazing.
Oh, they were phenomenal.
Everybody
They had a
loved
crowd
watching
around
them.
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. If they want to come out tonight and set up, they are more
What's
than
the
welcome.
who should they call? Is there a phone number or somebody, or should we message that to Cody privately? Or
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can give me your number if you like, or my number, whatever they like. Either way.
I don't want your phone to blow up.
I know.
Everybody's
Ethan's calling me right now.
Ethan.
Come
Ethan's
on.
Ethan's like, hey, tell me where the money's going.
Exactly.
Right.
And if all else fails, we can dress Ethan up and have
Right.
him like jump through hoops of fire,
Right.
just kind of like a halftime show.
He
Ethan.
can send me a message on Facebook,
you
Ashley Pringle Muller, Mueller. Have him send me a message, and I can. And again, he can just also go up at the clubhouse
show
tonight
up.
and set up.
what's
That would
the
be great.
what's the address there?
It is on the corner of Bay Area Boulevard and League City Parkway. You
Okay.
can't miss it. It's right at that
Right
corner,
on
and
the
there's a
corner.
big froggy pool.
Oh
and
yeah,
you
I've
see
seen the
it.
I've
Yes,
seen the
yeah.
frog.
Yes,
Mhm.
we always
seen the
mention the
frog.
frog. Yes.
Might not
So
be like the unicorn y'all were talking
And there'll
about
be a big-
earlier on the
That's
show.
this
but
guy
there
right
he is, right there.
Oh, dropped it.
he's dead. I killed your unicorn. He's dead.
No.
He's okay.
Yeah.
For now.
That was close.
And what time? So it starts at 5. Like if Cody
Vendors
and them came
normally
out.
come out and set up starting around 4:00.
I'll be there at 4 as well.
Right.
Okay. Kurt will be there at 3.
And just tell them to look
Yes.
for. Yeah.
Hey, what are you volunteering me for? Come on. Ethan will be there at 3.
Ethan,
At 2.
Two.
Yeah,
Ethan, we
Ethan's
need you there too. Just
Thank
to,
you, buddy.
Bring
Bring the
thank
fire.
you. We really appreciate
fire ring and
it. Yes.
Yeah, Ethan said, FYI, I'm totally willing to jump through fire. That sounds lit.
see. We got to follow his whole the whole language. I'm lost. It's got to educate me there.
Well, then there's
You're
a
good.
fire emoji at the end, so he kind of tied it all. He tied it in.
Nice.
Fire department will be there,
Nice.
so they can help put that out.
Yeah,
Another
there's
one
going to
up
be.
top.
They said they've had fire trucks. The police will be there. There's
Even
gonna be
SWAT. Ethan,
pizza,
so
Red River Barbecue.
Mhm.
Ooh,
We haven't.
we're
made it
going to
to
be
Red
there
River.
from 5 at 5. Yeah, so I mean that's probably more important than the other stuff, right? That
Sure.
we're there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For sure. For
Absolutely.
sure.
Kurt. That's funny.
Jump
Yeah.
out of an airplane, parachute
That's right. I'm
in.
assuming that's how y'all are coming in.
Ooh, I
Right?
do have some skydiving people that we could just
See
you
there?
know,
See
train
how
with
this
the
There you
goes?
go. Man,
Like a
this
domino
event's coming
effect,
even
like-
better.
parachute in.
That's right.
That'd be funny. That would be hilarious. Can I bring my hot dog suit?
Please.
As a-
I'll
Please
have
do.
a banana suit. If you bring, we'll kill it.
Yeah.
It'll be
If
awesome.
Wait,
you don't,
does
if you
the
don't wear
banana
it, you're not
suit-
allowed to come.
Is the banana suit completely peeled, or
There's a peel on. Is what he's asking.
I don't remember. I have to look.
So,
It's a good
Kurt, go ahead and
question,
explain. Okay, I'll do it.
though.
So yesterday, Kurt was sitting in that chair, just kind of like you are right, and right now. So he had a banana, he peeled it, he took one thing off, and then he opened it sideways, took the banana out, threw the peel on the floor, and started just eating it. Well, it's in the trash can now. He's had 4 bananas in the bucket.
Can y'all see that?
Evidence. We've got it right here.
So see how
Yeah.
it's still peeled. So he peels one, and then,
And then
he peels
he-
it
then he-
open, and then he
Okay.
throws the peel away, and he holds the banana in his hand,
In lieu of using the.
and no peel.
Right.
No peel. So I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Ethan, wait." And do I-
Somebody trained you wrong on how to open up a banana.
Ethan was like, "No, I usually like peel, and then you kind of take a bite and peel, eat as you peel."
Right.
And I googled how to eat a banana. How do monkeys eat bananas? How do humans eat bananas? Everybody but Kurt eats bananas the right way. So today he actually ate 2 bananas for breakfast, and both of them he ate correctly.
I didn't know. I guess 30 years old, and apparently I wasn't eating bananas right.
It's okay. We're not
Well-
here to judge. We're
a
good.
little bit,
Good.
judging a
We'll
little
judge
bit.
later
All right,
when
we'll
we're
judge
done.
later.
We'll talk about you later.
Series on how
Kurt,
to.
we want to give away this. It's a year of training to Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. So let's do that, and then we're gonna go on the FM. And
Do you want to
keep
do
talking-
it on the FM? Or
No.
wait, no. You want to? You want?
But let's do it.
Mic check. Oh, okay. Right here.
About to pick a winner. So actually, if you haven't entered, you can do it right now. Okay, now it's
Too late.
Let's see. Do we have a winner? I don't know. We may have a winner. Cracked wheat. What kind of food is that, Kurt?
It's Lebanese. food.
Lebanese.
I heard
Have y'all
about
ever
it.
had Lebanese
I
food?
heard about y'all talking about it on the way in.
I think I have.
I mean, I've never had it.
Mm-mm.
Kurt is like an 18th Lebanese that he claims.
I'm like a fourth.
Ancestry.com, I got you.
Right.
Anything that has to do with Lebanon reminds me of the Nation of the World.
Cool.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs?
Yeah.
I used to watch Animaniacs, but I don't remember that much detail.
You know, like Jacob gets up there, he's like,
I never heard of that name.
Oh.
Long time.
Yeah. The Warner Brothers and the Warner sister Dot.
Actually toured that in California. The Warner Brothers studio. Amazing.
Why are you laughing?
It's crazy.
That's fine.
Wild.
Cool. So I think we have a winner, and we'll announce her later when we get on the FM. Let me see where we're at. Playing some Matty Mullins. I love Matty Mullins. He's a great artist. Okay, so we got 1:16 left. After this song's over, we're gonna go on. Maybe me and Kurt will introduce ourselves. We'll announce the winner of the martial arts, and then we'll introduce y'all, and we can talk about everything
Okay.
that's going on.
That sounds great.
Do y'all have any questions about anything?
Maybe start with that again. Just kind of
Yeah,
put
I'll
that
start
on.
with that again.
A recap.
Okay.
Sure. And then I'm going to kind of, not in closing, but the kind of midterm, I'll go in kind of like about our community, Magnolia Creek, kind of
Mm-hmm.
put that out there. So
That's where we have people that work here that live there.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Good
nice
neighborhood,
community
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so I passed that. Yeah, the little frog or turtle. Is it a frog?
Frog.
All the time, because that's where you turn
Called
there.
it a turtle.
Did you?
Just
Frog.
get out of here.
I just remember it's green. There's
Yeah.
green in the
Oh, was it
pool.
green?
My
That's all I
kids, when we
remember.
first moved there, was like, "Mom, can we go to the froggy pool? Like,
Yeah.
the froggy pool."
Now it's not cool.
Now it's not cool.
anymore.
Of course, my kids are
Oh,
older, and
no.
it's like psh, froggy pool.
They just want to
Like,
lay
yeah,
out, you know.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like now we need our
Be
own
cool.
pool.
That's right. Well,
We
that's
need a pool at the house
we
now.
did that. Yeah.
We got 10 seconds. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
And we have been, crunching the numbers. We've been writing down the participants, the contestants, to give away this Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts 1 year of training for free all morning. We've been working hard on this. So I think we have a winner selected. Kurt's actually typing up the text now, so that way the winner will be notified, and you can give us a call. You can message us, let us know that you won, and we'll get you in touch with Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. My son was there last night training. He's 5 years old. He's a born killer already. This is only his third time to go. He's been doing good, and it's been really exciting to watch. He's having fun, hanging out with kids his own age and doing something positive and learning discipline. That's the thing that I like so much, is that they're learning respect, how to be disciplined, and they don't even realize it for the most part.
They're having fun, and they don't realize that. Right,
Yeah. So everything is like, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Like it's really cool to see, and
That
they're
discipline,
learning a
sure.
lot. So, Kurt, we have a winner, don't we?
We do. Do you want me to hit that enter button and then make the announcement, or do you want
Yes. Hit the enter button.
enter?
Congratulations to our winner of the 1 year of free training at Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts, to Diana Capsack.
Sure.
You are the winner. You can give us a call at 346-704-1806. You can also message us on Facebook. But congratulations to you. Thank you so much for participating, following the rules. If you haven't already checked out Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts, go watch the video, get a better idea of what they do, and make sure you like them on social media. Go check them out. I highly recommend it. I'm doing it myself.
Yes.
So right now we're going to kind of shift the conversation. It is 10:11. We're going to be talking about National Night Out. How are y'all doing today? We got Ashley and Junior in studio. How are y'all doing?
We're well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
we're excited to have y'all in. So we're talking about National Night Out. Can somebody explain, what is National Night Out?
So here's a little blurb about National Night Out. It's an annual community building campaign that promotes police community partnership and neighborhoods camaraderie to make our neighborhoods safer and a more caring place to live. So basically, it brings together all of our neighbors with law enforcement, fire departments, and things like that underneath positive circumstances. So many times when you need the police, you've been in a car accident or something has happened, or you need the fire department, something's on fire. So as long as you meet these amazing
Public servants.
Public servants,
Yeah.
correct. And underneath bad circumstances. So this is a way to bring together underneath a positive situation, and they bring a lot of great information with safety and just again how to bring our community together as well as bringing all of our neighbors together. There's so many neighborhoods can get so large and you don't know how to bring everybody together and meet everybody. So it's a good night to come out and just meet all your neighbors, meet the police department, fire department, and get to know everybody.
They're still building out there too, aren't they?
Absolutely.
There's still lots available. So there's still new people moving in, probably people that have lived there for years, and you get to meet everybody
Yes.
for the most part.
You'd look good out there.
You know what? I am going to be out there, and I
know,
appreciate
we're
that.
excited to
Yeah.
have you.
So it starts at 5:00,
Yes, correct.
and Kurt was kind of sharing a little bit about, but like who all is going to be out? So we're going to have, the fire department. We're going to have the
Correct.
police department. We're going to have neighbors, people from the community. And did I hear vendors? Is there going to
Yes.
be vendors out there?
I'm going to go through a quick list of our vendors. We've got Mack Height Toyota that comes out. We have Red River Barbecue, and they provide barbecue for us to sell for a charity. They give that to us 100% free. And also want to mention that they're opening up their new location, the Red River Cantina, and that'll be opening in
looks good.
January 2019.
Where's that going?
It is
Right
going
next door,
actually,
actually.
yes,
Right
in front.
right in front.
It was our old
It's
location.
where the old Red River Barbecue used to be. They built a new building, moved Red River Barbecue, back
Okay,
there.
okay.
and then the old location will be the new.
So what kind of food? So it's Red River Barbecue, then the cantina. Do we know what kind of food that'll be?
Mexican
Mexican
food? Red River
Okay.
Cantina. Yeah.
Blowing my mind right
Very
now.
exciting. I know. I can't wait. Their barbecue's so good. I can't
Mexican food, Red River Mexican food.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Why not?
wait. And then we also have Magnolia Creek Golf Club. They'll be out there, and they have sponsored us for several years as well. Rainy Pools sponsors our pizza, and he has lived in Magnolia Creek and been in business since 1981.
Real good friend of mine.
Yes.
Good guy.
Cool.
Good
Yeah,
family.
really good guy. Tim Rainey he's
Our daughters are
amazing.
best friends. I'm supposed to throw that on the air.
Yeah. He also built my pool. So go, Tim.
Cool. Texans fans.
Minuteman Press. Erica and Scott Bruno, they also live in our neighborhood.
What did they do? Minuteman Press.
They do banners and signs. So they created a banner for us to use every year.
I got like 10 emails out right now for banners and signs. Like, hey, send me quotes. If you're listening right now, send me quotes.
Yes.
KHA
Oh,
at
Yeah, so Erica
KHA.com.
and Scott Bruno, please send in quotes.
We need a
for
quote.
him.
We're trying to make like vote signage, but like vote KHEA or something
Oh,
like
nice.
that. You know,
Nice,
basically
yeah.
just to put our signs out there and then put them next to all the like mayor signs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just be
Right? I
funny.
like that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a T-shirt that says "Vote for Ethan." Can I do
Yes.
that?
Ethan doesn't need any votes.
He's got my vote. Got my
Ethan,
vote.
nah.
No.
He messed up already. He said, I don't know, that groggy pool sounds totally cool to me. But then he
The
messed up.
froggy.
Froggy, turtle,
How do you
froggy,
mess that up?
groggy.
Ethan, it's like
Ethan,
One mistake. That we told you. You got one mistake.
you're out.
that's it. You're
That's
done.
it. You're done.
What time is it, Tim? Yep.
Right.
He lasted.
Wow, he lasted
He
longer
lasted
than I
like
thought.
2 days.
All right.
Ethan's
Sorry,
just
nice.
like shaking his head over there.
Bless his heart.
Love you, Ethan.
You're a good.
I think you're doing a great job. I like the groggy pull too.
The gro-
From now on, it will be called
The groggy
Bowl.
bowl.
Yes.
Some of our other Target, like we had mentioned, is donating $75, which we'll do a raffle for to benefit Coach Belinsky. Sign Gypsy is coming.
Oh, we emailed them. Keep going.
Shonda, yes, she's great. Children's Lighthouse has been sponsoring us for years. They're also located in Magnolia Creek.
Mhm.
Been in business since 2006. They pay for our bounce house, which is provided by Hopper Moonwalks. Janet Garner, she's with Mass Mutual Elite Retirement Financial Solutions, has been in business for 20 years. She also gave us banners. We put those banners
Cool.
up every year, and it's great because it helps us get the word out throughout the neighborhood.
Are y'all going to be mad in 2 weeks when we have like Rainy Pools as our guest on Monday, and on Tuesday is going to be like Minutemen
Right.
side, and then
No,
Gypsy
they
side?
would love
No,
that.
They would love it.
They
Yeah.
would love
Just no
that.
groggy pools.
I'm
Red
just bringing.
River.
I'm
Groggy
bringing a
pool.
big calendar
Nice.
with all of our stuff and be like, hey, just sign up.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring
There
it
you
by
go.
when you come
That's
up.
right.
I'm
There you
your
go.
signature right here.
Just
Come
walk
here.
around
Sign
tonight
up.
to all
That's
the
it.
tables.
That would be
I
awesome.
love it.
Sign up.
That would be awesome.
We got to get some more of our pamphlets and cards printed, Kurt. Doing it
Oh,
tonight.
man. I had a
4
busy
o'clock, you
afternoon
got
already
6
and-
hours. Nice.
Ethan, you're sticking around to fold all of it.
Poor
Sorry.
Ethan.
Poor Ethan.
He's a hard worker. He's been doing great today. So, man, it looks like it's going to be a busy night. There's going to be a lot going on out there. I'm excited to be out there. We're going to be out there at 5 o'clock, hanging out Kurt said he has to leave because he has to cook dinner. This Lebanese dish.
heard
What time
about
are you
that.
rolling out?
Nice.
I want to share
There's
that.
pizza there, Kurt. Why
I
do you
know.
need to go cook Lebanese
Pizza
food?
and Red River Barbecue. I mean,
Come on, dude.
what more?
He can do it. He's gonna swing it. I can tell. Look at him. He's on the fence.
I'm
We got him.
gonna do a little bit of both. I might try to have a pizza there and then do some Lebanese.
There you go.
The Lebanese food is gonna take about an hour and a half to make. So,
So what time? How long are you going to be out there
out where?
at National Night Out?
We're gonna be there for a while. We'll stop and
You
say
should
hi
take
to
the
people.
Lebanese food to National Night Out.
But
Eat
it's-
it there.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, let us
jealous.
all taste it.
What are you eating? And then
Come on,
proceed to
man.
promote it from
Set
there.
up a booth.
Done.
We'll set up a Lebanese booth.
There's
Nice.
cracked
There you go.
cracked wheat. What is that? I don't know.
Cauliflower. I heard that earlier.
I'll never know.
Let's-
Yeah, the cauliflower rice it's okay. Sometimes it smells funny, but I've definitely had it before.
Cauliflower.
That's what Dr. Chapo was speaking about. Yeah, he said someone had cooked him
Look at his
some
face. He's-
some kind of food. Yeah, but I don't know. If it takes you an hour and a half to cook the Lebanese dish, it's going to take you probably about like 5 seconds to order a slice of pizza.
if
I
that,
can have both.
True.
I'll do both.
do both.
Do both.
I don't
Both?
know if that's the best idea for
He's on the
you.
fence. I think we got him. I think we got him.
So that's going to be tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. And where's the location at?
It's on the corner of Bay Area and League City Parkway by the Groggy Pool.
By the Groggy Pool.
Groggy
Pool. You
Pool.
can't miss
Groggy
it.
Pool.
You can't
Right.
miss it. Right on the
Can't miss
corner.
it. Right on the
We have a
corner.
real nice sign right in front. Can't
Yes.
miss it.
Cool.
A
Plenty
few
of
of
parking.
our
We're good.
other sponsors I just want to quickly mention are
Mhm.
January and Farrell Vadrine. They do health and wellness products. And Marilyn Ames, she is actually my neighbor and a realtor with Premier Properties of Texas. And she's been a realtor for 9 years. And again, she lives right across the street from me. She's great and does a lot of stuff in Magnolia Creek for us. And
That's
sponsors
cool.
A lot of things.
We've been trying to have, well, let me see. Have we had a realtor on air? Well, we did have a realtor on air, but they were talking about something else. We brought in real estate.
Yes, I think we've never had a realtor. I don't think.
Oh, actually we did. They were based out of Alvin,
Oh yeah, Lauren
Lauren.
Silva.
But we always like to connect with people in the community. So this will
Absolutely.
be fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
for sure.
sure. A lot of great
sure.
people are out there. And again, our neighborhood, it's amazing that we can literally reach right into our backyard and find all these amazing sponsors.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That's cool.
The last and final one is Jackie's Svoboda. And she sells Everskin, but she's also has a charity, a nonprofit called Friends Through the Fight. Kind of a lot of this, some of the things we do at National Night Out is hand out pink ribbons for everybody to put on their trees. And this was all started because of Jackie. She was diagnosed in 2011 with very aggressive breast cancer. She was 34 years old, had 3 children. She is an amazing story. We raised a lot of money for her. With that money, she chose to give back and created Friends Through the Fight, which basically she supports. She gives over $20,000 annually to local Galveston County patients going through breast cancer and gynecological cancer treatments, as well as she puts together meals and social events and things like that. So just really through her journey, she was able to give back, find a way to give back because she was a survivor. And, so many people, aren't as lucky, and she wants to be able to support these families during these rough times. So
Wow.
very, very lucky to have her in our neighborhood,
Absolutely.
in our community. And
Yeah, that's important. Especially whenever, like, being somebody who's gone through a situation and knows how to communicate and knows what someone's actually going through to set up an organization and give back. I feel like that's what community is all about.
yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Like
You'll definitely get that
helping your
vibe out
neighbors.
there. You'll feel it.
Mhm.
Right.
Cool.
I'm really excited. As a news reporter, we got invited to National Night Out. Like I felt like that was just like an Omaha thing when I was a reporter, but it takes place all over the country
Sure.
tonight.
Yes.
Sure.
yes.
All
There's
over.
a couple like in Lamarck, some neighborhoods. I know that list is on the City of Lamarck's page. There's a couple more in League City. So find out which one is closest to you if you don't want to, or just drive all the way to League City if you're in our listening area and come say hi to us. That's where we'll be.
And some neighborhoods even put together one in their cul-de-sac.
They do.
It's really just all about getting out of your house, meeting your neighbors. Going to a larger one at a clubhouse. Will probably is where you can
Like
see
I was
the-
saying
the
earlier, in
police
this
department
day and
stuff.
age, I think we all need to kind of a break from the television, kind of put the phones down, get out
Mhm.
there, meet some really good people, meet your neighbors, make some new friends.
And it should finally be nice weather.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
We saw
I know.
the sun yesterday. That
Right.
was
I know. We
nice.
saw the sun.
You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. That's an interesting question, Ruth. Ruth asks, is this the video that I share to be a participant in the conference giveaway that we're doing. This is not, but you can still share this video. Actually, I recommend you share it, but that video, it may be posted today, it may be posted tomorrow.
It'll be this afternoon for sure. We'll
Ooh.
get it out.
Okay, for sure.
Yes.
All right. Hey, let's take a quick break and then we can talk a little bit of weather. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the cause. You know, it seems like there's a benefit that this event is taking place to help support, and we want to hear about that. Sorry, you're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is the KHEA Radio Kickstart Weather Center, brought to you by Texas Chronicles, History, Mystery, and Adventure with Curtsy, The Corn, Casper.
It's currently 82 degrees right now in Lamar, Texas. 85 is going to be the high today. There is sunshine this evening, starting around like 4 o'clock. 7:03 is your sunset. Your sunrise tomorrow morning is 7:13. There is a small chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Wednesday, 85. Thursday, also 85. And that's your weather for the next couple of days.
Coming up next is Elevation. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. So you're telling me that there's going to be sunshine at 4 and the sun sets at 7.
Yes, you only get 3 hours of sun.
It's a small
Yeah,
window.
yes.
Small window. Get it in while you can.
I mean,
Go
it's
outside.
you
Those are
probably don't
basically
want to
hours
be
of
trapped in a
national night
house
out,
eating
right.
Lebanese food.
Right.
You probably want to be
Out
mingling and
National
making
night
some
out.
friends.
mingling
Exactly.
in Magnolia Creek.
I mean, you can
you
eat
know,
Lebanese food any day.
night. On a rainy night.
I'm going to get
You know.
bombarded on this.
You are.
It's
It
just
was really hard to find that crack pizza.
He did.
I did. I had to like ask around at HEB. I had to go to HEB, which first of all, I don't go to HEB.
Made a special trip for the crack.
I had to make a special trip for the crack of wheat.
Gotcha.
And
I got you.
Ethan said this froggy thing is not going to go away.
never.
Never.
Froggy thing.
This
No.
is a new.
It's
It is
called
a
a groggy.
new.
He's
pool.
That's
labeled.
right.
They're going to post a
labeled.
sign underneath the pool that says groggy pool.
Yes.
As an intern, he should go tonight. I think we should have pictures next to the groggy
Next to the
pool.
groggy
He's
pool.
he's
He said something already. He'd already said this video
Oh.
will drop.
Okay.
She got double questioned, double answered.
Well, now she knows for sure. Jose's
Did I miss
watching.
anybody?
What's up, Jose? Hopefully your training's going good.
Okay.
Jose, go knock somebody
Iris/Iris.
out.
Iris. Nice.
So how did you hear about KHEA and wanted us out there? Because when you
That's a good
called and
question.
talked to me, you called me and were like, "Hey, we really want you out there." How did you hear about us?
just family, friends. I mean, I've and shame on me. I've just started listening a couple of weeks ago. I've listened to some other kind of uplifting radio stations around, but you guys, you nail it. And I love supporting, local groups. So this is a great fit. But I heard through the grapevine, friends, family. So I immediately
That's cool.
changed it, and then it was a strong signal right in League City. So it came out.
Awesome.
And I've been listening since.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we deem ourselves as the Give, the station that gives back.
First
to
of all, okay.
well, I do.
This is Kurt's
This
thing.
is my
And
thing.
I'm about tired of hearing it because he says it like every day. If I have to hear it one more time,
Look at Ethan.
I'll just
He's
come plug my ears
"Not
back here."
okay."
Like,
Look at
here
Ethan.
we
He's like,
go.
"Oh."
We give everything.
He goes up to the
away.
wall and he puts a number 9 and
Ethan's-
scratches
yeah.
right there.
This is why Ethan's feeling
There
groggy.
you go.
Ethan's still
Nice.
groggy.
saying this.
Go ahead.
It
I'm
wasn't
sorry. I didn't mean to
funny the
interrupt.
first
Go ahead.
time. It wasn't funny.
I won't say it. It's not going to happen.
I want to
Thank
hear
you.
it.
I said, okay,
Junior does it,
we
but
are
I
the
want to.
Give. We are the station that gives everything away, but nobody knows who we are. So it's good. See, it's a good slogan.
Sure.
We
I
like
like
to
it.
be under the radar.
I like it.
That's right.
So my wife one time, she's like, "Do you give just to get a thank you back?" And I was like, "Oh."
No, you never give to get a thank you back.
Dang,
I was like,
yeah.
I mean, we would
man,
take
I
it,
went to
man.
bed
We
thinking
did a
about
little
that.
bit.
I was like, "My
We would take a thank you.
absolutely."
He's like, yeah, we do.
Well, you
Thank
know what?
you
I wanna
guys.
thank y'all
We
for
would
the
like
thank
to
you.
thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for the gift. Thank you
so
so much for giving to us.
Greatly appreciate it. Very much. You haven't been thanked today. Thank you.
I live every day just for one thank you.
Just one.
There we go.
Gardy,
See, you got
Gardy
yours
doesn't
today.
ever say thank you to me.
That's
ever.
not true. Is that
I
true?
say thanks all the time.
Thank you for the shoes yesterday.
You're welcome.
They're having a moment.
I
Right
gave
having
Kurt
a
a pair of
moment.
shoes yesterday.
So sweet.
All I asked was that he had a video edited whenever we said we were going to post it, but it didn't happen. But it's okay,
Ethan's
Ruth.
on
We'll
the
get that
like,
video.
Ethan doesn't know
Ethan
which
doesn't-
side to go. So Ethan's like, if I just sit here
Stay out
and
of
don't
that.
say
He's neutral.
nothing,
Stay
I'm
neutral.
safe.
He's Switzerland.
Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
Switzerland, the intern.
He's so
Hey,
fine.
Jose said, how did you guys get to work? you guys ride bikes. I saw you stranded out there in Texas City.
Somebody else asked that. I can't believe people
So-
tuned in for that video.
So yesterday we were in Texas City, and we've been contacting a bunch of like sign places, and
Okay.
some T-shirt places. So we actually had a couple that we're stopping into, and we got I guess Kurt left his car door open, and so the light was on. We were inside meeting, talking about whatever. Go outside. Thank
nothing.
Nothing.
Thank. So yeah, we had to get a jump. So I saw an opportunity to go live on Facebook, and it was great. That's how Jose knows.
So how did we get the car started?
We got a jump.
We got to jump.
The manager
Okay.
from Inline Graphics, thank you.
See, there he's like,
There you
yes.
go. Yeah.
Throw a
We
little love
told
up
him
there.
that this is what we do every place that we go.
right.
Because it adds a little bit of
Sure.
drama.
So
and
if y'all want to give us someone, we're gonna need a jump.
we're gonna need jump
Right.
tonight.
Exactly.
Right.
We'll be ready.
I'll be
Man,
ready.
that bad boy. We might have to take your car tonight to get to the League City thing because I don't know. It's struggling today. I was like, oh my gosh.
Sometimes the noise it makes,
It's weird.
like the
noise.
gerbil's getting tired in there or
All you
something.
gotta
All
have-
you gotta
happens.
do is turn the radio off.
Yeah, and the noise goes away.
That's
I
right.
do. I was like, man, this is the
And
car.
what radio station would that be on when you turn it up there?
97.9 the box.
It is number 6 on my radio.
He does have it says number 6.
But I tell everyone you have to set this as number 1, but I don't even do that, I guess.
You gotta practice
It's-
what you preach. I mean, you got one, just one across
Right.
the board. Just-
Jose said, Kurt, get an oil change. It's been 11 months. Your car is running on pure adrenaline.
on hopes and dreams.
Let's see, what is
Right.
February? How many months is it?
That's the
since
only
February?
thing. Whenever he was doing the thing, I was like, maybe you should get oil change because like there was a light that was like oil change, like blinking.
It
So
also says low tire, but the tires are okay.
It's like
I think.
it's been blinking
Sounds
so
like
long. The bulb's
everything-
out.
so
It's just
everything
like,
on there is lit
you
up,
just
and
think,
you're just not
hey, it
sure
went
which
away.
one.
It fixed itself.
yeah,
Awesome.
he's like,
Dude,
sweet, it
nice.
turned on. Yeah,
Yeah, I got paid
bulbs out.
yesterday. I think maybe an oil change is
dude, go
needed.
for it, man. Look, I have 11 free oil changes from Honda.
I don't
Like,
have it.
they were supposed to be
There you
given
go.
away.
Give me one.
He's been sitting
Right.
on those the
Right.
whole
I know.
time, just waiting for the perfect.
Perfect time.
That's for our giveaway video. We're trying to give away a car.
Yeah,
Um,
but we settled for an oil change.
we settled for oil changes.
So
we're
You're
still-
almost there.
Step
Almost
one.
there.
Step
Step
one.
one. Step one. The oil
Almost there.
change.
So did you see the post that was made yesterday? They were like, "Hey, Honda Clear, like I need a new car. Please give KHEA a car to give away." I was like, "Thank you." Slow clap. I appreciate that for sure because we're trying. I mean, it'd be great. People would love to win a free car. All
Absolutely.
you have to do is pay the
Absolutely.
taxes and licenses, and you're good. You got a new
Absolutely.
car thanks to
Absolutely.
KHEA Radio.
There
Beautiful.
you go.
Like it.
So we just have to find someone who's willing to give us a car to give away.
That's the
They
easy
give.
part. Yeah.
They give.
That's
Right.
the thing. Can we give your car away?
We've been
Wait, your car's bad too.
we've stopped at most of the dealerships and like introduced ourselves. I think there's still a couple more, and so it's been good. It'll happen.
For sure.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely. For sure. It'll be good. It'll be good. You got to give the oil changes away. And
Right.
First,
First.
That's
Step
right.
one.
we got to give the oil changes away. Second, we'll give the car for the oil to go in. Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're holding these ransom. We're not dropping our this video, but no, yeah. Well, we have we know some people that work at Honda of Clear Lake, and so they're really cool. They have that new location
Mhm.
that they just built, and so it's really nice. We went in there and toured it. Got some video of it. Like the service center, like where the guys are working, is all AC'd, and they have like electronic garage doors that go up and down. They hit a button.
wow.
Nice.
I mean, it was like nice and cold in
Not
there.
like the old school
No.
pull a
Right.
chain.
Yeah, their old one. I was
120
like, was the old one
degrees.
AC? They said no. I said these dudes are. I feel like they're gonna get.
It's like the window
I
you can
know,
watch work
right?
on your car. Nice.
It's very nice. What you think, Kurt? How's that Lebanese dish gonna go? What's it
I
called?
can't wait. To,
It's
is he,
called-
I heard he's bringing some.
I heard he's bringing some tonight to National Night Out.
Great.
That's what I heard.
So you
Man.
think you're gonna have time to cook after? If it
I feel
takes
like
an
we
hour
should
and a
do it
half to make.
before and
Do it
bring up.
now. Why aren't you doing it now?
Now.
Like on air. Like
That is
a good
be
idea.
Cooking it
That
on
would be a
air.
good idea.
I
I've
know.
never made this before. This is gonna be a fun dish.
We need to taste
You need
this.
to do a Facebook Live
Oh,
with it. Just,
man.
Yeah.
just little.
Yes.
You got it.
What's it called?
Kuba or kibi?
It's really called Kuba, right?
Our
Wait.
family calls it Kuba. There are some Lebanese families that call it kibi.
Okay.
So it's got two names in
But
it.
your family also eats bananas, like where you just take the peel off
There
and
we go
kind of eat
again.
it. So I don't know
saved
Evidence.
what's the
I saved It's right here. I saved it.
right.
Never gonna live that down. Never gonna live it down.
So here's a question: are you one of the guys that like walk through the grocery store and eat the banana while you're shopping, and then
Wait, that's bad?
we have opened up? You know, National Night. Put it on back.
We have
burner.
opened up a whole banana. We have.
A lot to deal with right now.
That's it. I've seen people do it. I personally don't.
I
just,
don't.
How else are you going to make the other people's carts like freak out when they run over the banana like Mario Kart style? Go!
That's awesome.
Loses everything
That's
in the
awesome.
cart.
Josh, he lives in the neighborhood.
That's who
come on,
Josh is,
neighbor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Over. Okay.
So you eat your banana feel funny. There's a couple other things that are very interesting about you. The song "How He Loves," does it go heaven meets earth like a sloppy wet kiss, or unforeseen kiss?
Ooh.
What do you think?
Unforeseen kiss?
All right.
That was too easy.
That's
He was
all I
going to
know
go
is,
with
yeah.
that one. The sloppy
Yeah.
wet kiss isn't going to be in the lyrics of that song.
Sloppy.
That's what a lot of people believe. I'm not gonna lie.
I like sloppy wet kisses, but
There it is.
Come on.
TMI. It's too early for that.
There it is.
From my
So much
cat.
about Kurt. Oh, nice
Hey,
cover.
see?
Nice cover. Well, bring your cat tonight.
There we go.
That'll be fun.
He usually brings
There's probably a few in the neighborhood
that you can bring.
that are mine.
That's what he does. He gets cats and then he lets them go.
Do not.
Yeah, he does. He's
He's
like,
that
"Be
guy.
freaky." Yeah, it's bad. It's getting real bad. I've had some conversations with him about the shelters with to the shelters in the area. They know who he is. They're like, quit calling, quit taking in animals
it.
that you can't take care of. No,
That's it.
When did
it's
this become-
sad.
We're going on.
Well, we got 20 seconds left to talk about your cat issue.
You can go to the dike. If anyone needs it, if anyone needs a cat, you just go to the Texas City dike. I can say that I'm from Texas City, so there are plenty out there. So you just-
Yeah, those are all Kurt's cats.
No, they're all
He
Kurt.
lives in Texas City. We got 8 seconds.
Nice.
You ready, Kurt? Good morning. You're listening to KAGA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
We have special guests in studio. We got Ashley and Junior. We're talking about National Night Out. This one's taking place in League City. Can y'all tell me again what the location is and what's going on?
Sure. We're going to be at Bay Area Boulevard and League City Parkway, right on the corner at the clubhouse, and we'll be starting there at 5 until 8 p.m. this evening.
That's cool. And earlier we talked about all the vendors. There's Red River Barbecue donated. There's some other places that are, I think it was Rainy Pools, you said, donated the pizza that's going to be supplied. So there's going to be food to purchase. There's going to be a lot of community out there. But the purchases that are made, like what is that benefiting? There's a cause, right?
Yes, all of the money this year, we always pick a charity or a person for the money to go to. And this year it is Coach Leslie Valinsky. She is 39 years old. So she's going to be turning the big 40 on April 8th. She's been married for 10 years. She works at Gilmore Elementary, which is actually located within Magnolia Creek, and has worked for CCISD for 17 years. She was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in April of 2017, and she underwent 16 rounds of chemo and 33 radiation treatments and a double mastectomy surgery. She went in for her yearly scan in April of 2018, and unfortunately, they found out that the cancer had metastasized to her liver.
Sure. So on June 14th, she had her second port surgery, so she started to receive more chemotherapy. She was having the complete response to chemo, so is now currently waiting to start a clinical trial at MD Anderson within the next 2 weeks. She started the radiation treatment on Monday, September the 17th, to help the cancer pain, and just completed her 10th and final radiation treatment on Friday, September the 28th. She'll be getting more scans, more MRIs, more biopsies done this week to determine a baseline for that trial. The goal, pretty much right now for the trial, is to keep the cancer from growing and to keep it stable at this point.
Wow. Kurt, what do you think? I know you've experienced some stuff with cancer and that.
Yeah, my mom's a survivor, so we're gonna again. It's such a powerful thing for you guys to be helping to sponsor and for you guys to be partaking in. And I think come out and support because even just $5, if you got $5, can make
Absolutely.
a huge difference in
Yes.
that process. Especially for a school teacher and somebody who is put in her time and effort to helping
Absolutely.
kids in our area grow and be educated is such a blessing. So hopefully
Yeah.
you guys can make it out tonight. We're going to be there for some time too. You can come say hi to us. We're going to be there. And it's going to be just a good night to get out. I think it's really cool for National Night Out because we talked about this at the beginning of the show. the cops and firefighters come out and whatnot. And usually, you know, people those people are going into the community when something bad is going on, you know, or there's a trouble. So this is an opportunity for you to go and meet them in a positive light and be like, hey, we just want to connect with the community that we serve. And I think that's going to be huge to just say even hi to some of those police officers and those firefighters and say thank you for your service in helping out, keep our community safe, keep our neighborhood safe, helping when we have an issue. And that's
Sure.
kind of a blessing.
Definitely.
Definitely. You know, a lot of times the younger generation, you know, they see things on television or they hear things on the radio, so they have a certain perception of what a police officer or someone in aid might be. So this gives them a really good opportunity to come out, shake hands, sit in the car, turn the lights on, or maybe jump in the fire truck, that type of thing. So it's a really good opportunity for them to learn that, you know, hey, they are there to protect and serve.
Yeah.
Anyone can jump in the fire truck?
Anyone
Ethan.
but Ethan.
Ethan is
It's
Sorry,
it's a new rule.
He's
Sorry,
in timeout
Ethan.
until he can pronounce the froggy pool correctly.
Correctly, it's
The groggy
There's
pool.
punishment for everything.
No effort
Right,
at all. Look
right.
at that. No effort. None.
How long has this been going on over where y'all are doing it in Magnolia Creek?
Magnolia Creek has been participating in the National Night Out since 2009, and we actually that year won Rookie of the Year for National Night Out.
That's cool.
So yes, and
I won Rookie of the Year one time too in the NFL.
nice,
I voted for you.
nice. It's kind of the same.
I voted for
It's
you.
kind of the same, but a little bit different.
It's a lot.
It's a lot the same.
Wow.
There was one other charity I wanted actually Junior to talk about. He has donated all the drinks tonight that we'll be selling, and his daughter has it's representing his.
Sure.
Yes.
It's called Cruising for Caden. We established it probably almost going on 9 years. When my daughter was 3 years old, she was diagnosed with Morquio A, which is a type of dwarfism. At the age of 3, we found out that she had this, and it's a storage order disease. So it kind of hit us square on as young parents, and my wife and I, my oldest daughter and my son, we had to pretty much grasp this again, like head on. So when we found out, we had to educate ourselves real quickly. And again, it's a type of dwarfism. So we had a benefit. We put together a benefit called Cruising for Caden 201. And what I did at that particular time is I jumped on a bicycle and was taking donations as far as I would, you know, maybe it was a dime per mile. Long story short, we ended up raising $21,000 in about 3 months.
Wow.
From total strangers, people that I will never even get to meet or thank in person. So at that point, we vowed to always pay it forward, no matter what. If someone came up to us, if we had $1, if we had $100, you know, trying not to say no to anyone that was asking. So we've pretty much upheld that for the past 8 years. And so anytime we contribute or anything, we like to put my daughter's name into it. Fast forward up until now, she's healthy. She's a freshman at Clear Springs. She does everything the other kiddos are doing. She's just in a smaller body, but you'll see her tonight.
She's a
She'll be out
cheerleader.
there. She's a cheerleader. Yep,
Yep.
she
Yep.
does it all. So
That's
It's
awesome.
amazing.
and now she wants to
Amazing
start
kid.
shopping for a
Amazing
car,
kid.
and I'm like, oh my.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
But no,
no.
but thank you for bringing her up. And like I said, since then
Absolutely.
we try to contribute where we can, and we always put it in her name because of
That's
those
awesome.
that helped us. We like to pay it forward.
Wow. That's a
And
cool story. I
One
think.
last sponsor, just so that I almost forgot them. Tanya Robinson, and she's with Fairway Mortgage. Want to make sure I got all
Sweet.
of our sponsors in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that have helped
come together.
make this possible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, it takes every single one of our sponsors to pull this off and to have it be a great event. You know, trying to get the bounce house to advertising with the banners to the food, Red River Barbecue, and Mac High Toyota gives us $150, and we use that for the prizes for the games, so we can do free games for the kids, and everything else is free out there. As far as Marilyn Ames, the realtor, she gives out free ice cream. Mac High Toyota does free water. The bounce house is free. All the games and prizes are free. It's just really we're selling the food and the drinks and cookies as well for to benefit Coach Leslie Belinsky, and also doing the raffle for the Target card
Now she's pretty much the driving force. She's been doing this for how many years now, actually?
since 2009.
Yeah, so she's been the driving force for this. Without her, none of this would be possible. And we also have a team which consists of Veronica, Jennifer, Brandy, Jenny, Carol, and Ida/Iris. I butchered her name yesterday. So
Uh-oh.
that's it.
Sounds a little
But all of
groggy.
these ladies have taken time out of
Sounds a little groggy.
Yeah.
Got a little groggy,
nice
froggy.
groggy.
You said it first.
But you need a groggy bell in here. Every time somebody says groggy, just ring a groggy frog bell. You know what? If I
Groggy
have
bell.
a frog bell, I will find one. But all of these ladies have taken time away from their families, their
Right.
busy schedules. They all have full-time jobs, and they still find time to make this possible. when you get out there, you'll see that it's a nice event, and it couldn't have been done without Ashley and these ladies.
Oh, everybody and June. I mean, everybody together. It would not be possible. I'm actually not even able to be there tonight because I have
What?
nights.
I'm kidding. I already knew that.
Because
Ethan's going to take your
I have
place.
night school,
Ethan.
so I pull all this off, and then I
Ethan.
can't even be there. But
Ethan's-
that's to my team.
Ashley, what have you learned from during this experience of putting this on from 2009 till now? Like, has it gotten easier? Have you?
I do
more
believe
teamwork?
it's gotten easier. I mean, there was a team of people like Tanya Robinson who actually started this many years ago. She went on and went back full time to work and kind of passed the torch on to me. But she set a lot of this foundation for a lot of this to start with the vendors and things like that. And then through the years, a lot of people have come in and out of our event planning committee and have brought new resources and new vendors.
Mhm.
So now it's basically, I've got a vendor list, I hit them up every year. Again, but we always love to have new vendors participate, like Al Garza. That would be amazing. Anybody that would like to participate, we love that. We always just require that they donate something, whether that's, a prize for the kids, they donate to the charity that we're doing. But, other than that, give us airtime, donate something.
Mhm. Yeah, it's cool.
But
We love it.
yeah, I think it's gotten a lot easier again, because I have great people that help me out. It's a team effort. Like I said, I won't even be there tonight and they're taking over. So
Yeah. So
I just
you're
found
doing
that out.
night
That's,
school?
that's
You
new
did,
to
you
me.
did,
That's
yes.
What are you going to school for?
sign language interpreting.
That's cool. Where do they teach?
Yes.
Where do you learn that?
HCC.
At HCC?
Yes.
That's cool.
So what is this?
That's
the
if you had to
Bullwinkle?
guess what like sign language. We don't know.
So that's the KHEA sign language for it's time to do weather.
That's our weather one.
That was on the test. That was on the test.
I'm
We
going to
failed.
fail
was
that
on the
part.
test.
I'm going to fail that part.
Now
of the
you
test.
know.
Yes.
Now we do know
Yes.
now.
Now I know.
It's the international KHEA sign for it's time
There
to
was
do
a
weather.
sign when we came
I'm
in.
gonna
I can't
fail
believe we butchered
the
that.
test.
That's just we'll be quiet now.
So
My
as far
goodness.
as language interpretation, like, is that different from just like knowing how to sign?
And well, ASL is its own language. So American
Okay.
Sign Language is its own language. And some people sign in what's called exact English. So it would be me taking every single word that I'm saying
Mhm.
and signing that word. ASL is different. It doesn't really use there's not a lot of the words that are used in American Sign Language. It's all with your body shifting. So if I'm talking about this person, instead of saying and, I would shift my body, and that would be the gesture for
Interesting.
and.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah. And then a lot of it is your facial expressions for questions.
Mhm.
If you said who, you would do your eyebrows up. And, if you're asking what's happening, you have to.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what is the motivation for you learning to do that?
About 3 years ago, my husband and I had a student who was deaf in his senior year in high school who was classified by CCIC as homeless. Him and his girlfriend actually moved in with us, and he spent his senior year living with us. I knew a little bit of sign language. I knew the alphabet, and you say, you want food or you hungry.
Mhm.
But it really just inspired me to want to be able to get closer to him. His girlfriend, his wife now, is hearing. And so I would always have to go through her. And I really wanted to be able to have a conversation with him. He's now like my son. We're very close. And just realized it was a passion of mine and something I wanted to do. So I went back to school to
That's awesome.
be certified as a sign language interpreter.
Wow.
I'm into this semester, that'll be 2 years, and I have about another year and a half to go.
So it's how long is the entire program then?
Well, they have changed it a few times. It was supposed to be a 2.5-year program. It is now turned into, as I think we have all seen, the fake interpreters that show up at these places. So they have
Yes.
definitely made it harder for us. There are a lot more state requirements and things like that, some hoops we have to jump through to get the certification. It's actually will be an associate's degree.
Cool.
I have my bachelor's from A&M, and then I'll have my associate's.
An additional one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always crazy to see. Like, how can somebody either fake on purpose or maybe they're delusional and they
Right.
can get into a situation where they do that stuff?
Mhm. I know. It's incredible.
So
My
now
daughter's
they're
taking sign language at
kinda
Clear Springs
cracking
High
down.
School, and it is her absolute favorite class.
It's amazing.
She comes home
It's
and
a
she teaches us.
Beautiful
It's-
language.
it's-
It's a beautiful
It
language.
is.
It's
Yeah.
very beautiful.
Kurt, do you know any?
sign language.
That's correct.
Only this. Only the international hand
That's
signal
the
For
word.
weather.
KHEA only,
for,
though.
for KHEA radio only.
You know-
Actually, I did know at one point KH.
Okay.
Do you know sign language,
Like,
Ethan?
okay.
A little
Let me
bit.
see K. It's K.
K is K.
This,
K.
I knew that. I knew K.
H
E.
Oh, wait.
E. A.
I used to know it because I was trying to do it when I was skydiving into the camera. I was gonna
Yeah.
do it,
Well,
but I
this
just
could
ended up
this is
doing
I love you. So you could just always do
this.
Yeah.
So will you be skydiving tonight? That was a joke, but it sounds like he's going to do it.
no
He's coming in
skydiving in. Yes.
Just make sure you're there by
Probably
5.
in the Jeep Compass. It will probably find a way to go airborne into the
He's gonna
neighborhood.
have the Lebanese food.
I'm
The right.
Flying in. It's going to be awesome.
Sprinkling down.
He
the
will
Lebanese
not
food.
disappoint.
This
us.
is a
That's
sight
what
to
it's
see.
gonna be.
You have to come out to Magnolia.
It's going to be amazing.
This is going to be something.
Is
So much
Josh
more
gonna be there?
happening than we even knew.
Pastor
I mean,
Josh needs to be
We
there.
can like sneak out 5 minutes later, come back in. He's like, I'm going to be
I'm gonna be excited.
Ethan just said this sign language is pretty handy.
I can see that. Hey, it
Ethan,
definitely comes in handy.
nice.
Yeah.
Look at him. Can you
Comes
give
in
one from
handy.
across the room?
It is nice when my kids, because my kids know a little bit of sign language, when I can, my son's out on the field or whatever, and I'm like, "Where's,"
Yeah.
and he
Can communicate.
right
enough.
a
I
little
thought
bit.
you brought him.
I know what.
It's the only kid out there with my
And I guess you always hear Americans, they only know one language, or that most do, and in other places they grow up and they learn like multiple
5, 6
languages.
languages, I know.
So even that sign language, that
And
it's
if my
just good
kids
to
want
know.
something, I make them sign it to me.
That's
Mhm. But meaning, like, if they want a new pair of shoes or if they want something, it's not a
Yes,
need.
yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
like,
So you
what
want
you
dinner.
want, it's not a
Christmas list
need,
isn't
right?
signed.
Whole Christmas list.
Xbox.
Oh, you're starving? You must not be
Yeah.
starving
Right,
that
must not be
bad.
starving that bad if you don't know how to tell them.
How much are the new Air Jordans? Okay.
Yeah, that's different. Right now it's 10:49. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and kind of talk and recap everything again. Let everybody know what's going on tonight. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. So Ethan, I saw, who was it that commented and said that you used to raise cows? That was your mom. Okay, that's cool.
Wait, do you still raise cows?
Not really.
Did you leave them in
You
Kentucky?
hesitated. You hesitated.
This was not on the resume, Ethan.
Ethan
He's
moved
like-
about
like
a month
he's a
ago
little
from Kentucky.
groggy on
That's what I heard when I was
Yeah.
talking to my son. I said,
Yeah.
"We're here for 2 weeks." And
Mhm.
how do you
Get
give
Yeah.
a
cow.
Christmas
I feel like
gifts.
cats are easier to give away, but cows, just like here, go out into the
Because
wild.
you have to say, okay, I want this one to go to this certain person. So how did you do that? How did you?
We just sent all of them over there.
You just open the gate.
Just
Leave the
like,
cow in.
Go.
Go, find your way.
They're pretty large.
Why
Right.
wasn't this on his resume? I feel like
should've
this was
been.
this
Maybe
was this was
one
far.
Gold Star.
Yeah, huge,
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
huge information.
So Ethan, how much cattle? Did I say that right? How much cattle are we talking about here?
At a time, like
Did they have names?
That's
20
pretty
to
cool.
25
Oh,
cattle.
you don't name them. Oh.
Dinner.
Oh,
This is a Kentucky thing. This is
Oh,
a
it is?
Kentucky thing.
Okay.
They name them there.
Yeah.
It was pretty ironic.
Sirloin.
Whataburger.
Yes, Whataburger.
The first round.
filet.
KFC,
Filet. KFC. What do you get
No,
from
that's
KFC?
chicken.
the chicken beef.
We had one.
What you talking-
We had one
You had a
for
chicken?
2.5 years,
Oh,
and it was weird. He like got attacked by something. So his
Right.
ears were like gone. So like out of irony, we named him Dumbo.
Oh,
oh.
bless it.
Dumbo.
I'm sure your uncle had fun with that. one.
Right.
Okay, come here.
That's sad.
This is- Ethan, this is supposed to be uplifting. You're talking about cows with no ears. You just brought the whole party down.
Man,
Show me that unicorn again. Let me see that unicorn. Maybe that'll help me cheer. I feel better. You got to tell me the story about the taco. I see the taco and I see your face. So is there a
Yes.
story behind the taco?
There's a little bit.
Everybody
I saw
asks
that when I was
every
watching your
day.
show.
So
Every
he goes up
guest,
to the wall and ching, 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 number
every
27.
every guest comes in and goes, "I have to know about the
I
taco,"
know.
and so we have
We need to
share
make up
it.
a better story. So this is really what happened. So I guess about this summer, we hit a milestone in our Facebook numbers. And so we were joking around. We played it up. We had energy drinks and champagne glasses. We had streamers in here.
Nice.
We wore suits. We had the piñata. And this is just one of the random decorations that Curt picked up. It was like $3, like randomly
Sure.
as we were grabbing stuff. And then
Does that
I was
make
like, I'm
sense?
just going to hang this here. And it's been there ever
It
since.
is definitely a
Like the
signature
Dan
for you
Patrick
guys.
show. He's got all kinds of stuff.
See, that's what I want us to get to that point where
Sure.
people like send us like gifts and stuff, and we have to find a spot to hang it.
Right.
Where people
And
can
we're
I just
like-
want it to be just
Yeah.
right.
Well, here's the sign for taco.
That's taco?
Nice.
Is your thumb out? Okay.
So it's like a taco shell.
And then what's eat?
Eat. Well,
Just-
this would be food.
Food.
What's
so just
Taco
like
Tuesday?
Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Taco.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Today
Tuesday. Woo.
Today is
This is taco.
Today is
Today
Tuesday.
is Tuesday.
Today is Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
It is.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Been
how
to
was your
Taco.
experience at iCryo?
Man, that
ask.
was pretty cold. Have you ever done that?
My daughter works there.
Cool.
Oh, that's
She-
awesome.
Yeah, she
Was she
does.
there?
Carissa,
She wasn't.
Yes, Carissa, who actually is married to Stephen, who is the deaf student
Okay.
that lived with us. She works at the one in Pearland.
Okay, so my daughter's
Sorry,
the one in League
sidebar.
City. No, the one. No,
Yeah.
you're the one you're actually at.
So I did level 1, and there's 3 levels.
you
so-
lasted 2 minutes and 45 seconds longer than I did. I just want to throw that out. there.
Okay, because that's what happened.
You
I got
only
in, there.
in for 17 seconds?
If that.
Oh,
If
Junior.
that.
Well, it
I
was
got it.
stinking cold, and so I was
It's-
like, I regretted my decision instantly.
Sure.
But I feel like if there weren't like 3 cameras in my face from every direction,
You're
I'd probably
like, I
be
gotta
like,
do this.
nah, I'm out. I
I'm
was
out.
like, I can't do that. I was
Right.
like,
I can't
literally
punk
had
out.
to
I
sit
gotta do
out.
this.
But then it helped me out whenever they're like, okay, only a minute left, and I was like, damn, I've already been in there for 2 minutes.
Right.
Oh, I can do that. Then it was like 30 seconds. But afterwards, people were asking me, did you see the benefits? And I did, because sometimes I deal with stuff in like my the back of my leg muscles and
Mhm.
stuff. But Curt did a facial one where they
Yeah,
make it really
sure.
cold on there. And
My
he was
cancer got cured.
maybe
Did you see the look he gave him when he said facials? Like, men
Facial.
don't get
Man,
facials.
man, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
It was
Men don't
not,
get
it's not a
facials.
facial.
Well, I do have my Uggs and my leggings after yesterday trying pumpkin spice coffee for the first time.
Nice.
Oh boy,
Oh, I know.
Oh, look. We got
Look, she has
Uggs.
Uggs.
we knew this.
There we go.
But see, your beard offsets anything that you know.
Yes.
You've got that manly beard. You know, that's the see. It
He's like,
offsets-
"Oh,
it
say that
offsets
again." Nobody
Yeah,
has that.
nobody has ever said I
I
had a
want you to come
That
on
was the
here
first
every
time.
single day. You gotta
What?
Come back tomorrow at 10. Talk about my beard.
My son was like, like he was actually in the bathtub. I was in his room getting his clothes. He's like, Dad, you're getting old. I was like, why? He said, you have white in your beard. I was like, what? And I do have like these white hairs that have come in like since last time I
Wisdom,
shaved.
son.
It's
That's-
I know.
wisdom. It's wisdom.
I was like, thanks
Oh,
for
man,
that,
I
Kellen.
like
Thank
this.
you. Thank
Did
you.
just said I had a manly. That is
But-
the first time. I'm excited you said that now.
See that, but when it's time to shave it, I want you to bring the chops. I want it to bring just
Just-
all the way
yeah.
down to a point,
Yeah.
and just leave that. Just walk around with.
Okay, we
those.
got
I don't know if my business partner would like that.
Oh, it'll be good.
FedEx. What do we get? I wish it was studio equipment, but it's not.
Not yet.
Hit up those sponsors. Hit up those. We get some radio equipment here.
Well, there are some
Yes.
things we need, but we do love. We have sponsors and we love them, and we're always down to get more. But we have
the furniture zone spot.
well, this is Texas Chronicles. Y'all know Joe Perez from Texas
I
Chronicles.
do. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I sure do.
Yeah, so he's one of our sponsors in Furniture Zone out of Dickinson. They're one of our sponsors, but their spots are playing right now. So shout out to Joe and Texas Chronicles and Furniture Zone. We got 18 seconds, and we'll go back on. Just invite everybody one last time.
Sure. I'm just gonna wrap
Yeah,
up just a
you do,
little bit
yeah.
about Magnolia Creek. Then we'll
I'll shoot it to you then. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It is 10:55. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got a couple minutes left before we end this show today. We've been having a good time talking about Magnolia Creek, the night out that's taking place. We got Ashley and Junior in studio. Guys, thank y'all for joining us today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
So can y'all give us like a little recap? What's going on and maybe some final closing thoughts?
Oh, so tonight is our national night out. It was located on Bay Area and League City Parkway. We will have lots of fun games for the kids, a bounce house, a lot of amazing vendors. We'll be selling pizza, drinks, and cookies to benefit Coach Leslie Belinsky with her cancer journey, as well as a Target raffle. And just a great way to come out and meet your community, meet your neighbors, meet the fire department, police department. They'll be out there as well, doing fire truck tours and just handing out some good safety information and bringing us all together as a community.
And we're really promoting Magnolia Creek. We both reside there. Beautiful community in League City. But even if you can't make the Magnolia Creek, get out in your own. You know, this is taking place national. This is nationwide. So, you know, if you can't attend ours, then maybe find what your community is doing for you and maybe attend that way. And if you don't have one, start one. You know, just a really good way to meet your neighbors and friends. And since we're talking about Magnolia Creek, like I said, we're one of the best communities in the county, so far in the country, really. We just south of Houston, kind of have easy access off of I-45, private 27-hole golf course, 3,500 square foot clubhouse where we'll be this evening. Through swimming pools, lap pools, plenty of green spaces, hikes and bike trails. Some of the schools that are within our community are Gilmore Elementary School, Victory Lakes Intermediate School, Clear Springs High School. So just to kind of throw out there, it's a very, very well-knit community. We're very tight, very close. And like I said, if you're within the Magnolia Creek and you can hear us, come out, come support us. It'd be great.
Yes.
I
Great to
will
see.
say, at Christmas time, the lights that go over the
I'd
streets.
just like to say I started that.
Did you?
You're welcome.
It looks cool. Can you start that in my neighborhood? How does that work?
I grew up in Clear Creek Village. Actually,
Yeah.
I have the plans. I can send it to you. And they did it years ago. So when my husband and I moved over to Magnolia Creek, we were like, we missed it. And we're like, we have got to start it. So we started it just in our small cul-de-sac, and then it just spread. So it's amazing.
You know, we're talking about National Night and Christmas. Not only that, but Magnolia Creek, we do things throughout the year. We try to, we got an upcoming kickball tournament that we're going to be bringing that we would love for you guys to be out there.
That's cool.
We also do Easter egg hunts. The Christmas is really big. We've had last year, we had a hay ride. We're like, hey, let's get a trailer and get some hay and pull some kids.
Santa comes to visit.
Santa comes. It's everybody brings a dish.
Potluck.
Everybody, and it's potluck. It's massive. It's big. So we were like, okay, let's get a hay ride with some kids.
Yeah.
We'll decorate it, and
Yeah.
it
And that's the
took off.
yes.
Haven't y'all done
Yeah.
stuff with like Jim's Jungle Exotic Petting Zoo? Haven't y'all had like a petting zoo out there before ever, or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because somebody did something in the neighborhood one time over there. I wasn't there, but I saw on social media because our friends.
Somebody might have.
live
You
there.
can you can reserve or also just use our parks area.
And that
So
might have been
somebody,
what
a lot
happened.
of people have their birthday
Speaking of
parties out
exotic
there.
animals, we have a giant frog. Maybe that's what
We
it's
do. Maybe that's what it
maybe
was.
A grog.
It's kinda, yeah, it's
a grog. It was
sits
a
at
little
the pool.
groggy, but
It's kind of rude.
it's
Sticks
a
his tongue
froggy.
out. Kids are
Groggy,
sliding
froggy.
down it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a very tight knit community. We do things. We try to do things throughout the course of the year.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, let us know what's going on, and if we
For
can make it
sure.
out, we would love to go check out the kickball tournament and the Christmas stuff and
Oh,
everything
you're in
else
it.
going on.
You guys are
You're part
playing.
of it. You're a team.
playing.
Team
You're
KHEA,
Facebook Live,
or
yeah.
are we? I don't know. It'll be
As
As long
fun.
as I can be on
Yeah.
Ethan's team.
Let's do
Ethan
it.
looks like he's a ringer. Looks like he would, just
Oh.
smash the ball.
Ethan would be the reason why KHEA's team like takes off.
I can
Like
see it.
he would be the sole
Championship.
purpose.
I
Ethan,
can see
have
it.
you seen his legs drink before?
Because he's been dragging cows around in Kentucky for like
Those are Kentucky cows
16
too with
years.
names. Yeah, they don't have
Poor
ears.
Dumbo.
though.
Come on, man.
But Ethan, you gotta grow a beard by then. Can you do that?
Got
I
an
think we
hour.
can.
Just Rogan.
Yeah.
Right, you got
hour.
an hour. Get it done.
Or thank y'all
You
for
got
joining us
Hey,
today.
no, thank
so
you so much
much.
for having us, and
Thank
we're
you
looking
so
forward
much.
to seeing y'all tonight. Thank
And
you
we
so
won't see you,
much.
Ashley, but
No,
you're doing
but
some
yes,
good stuff
yes,
tonight.
Thank you.
And
so
Junior, we'll
much.
see you
Yes.
tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
It's 11 o'clock. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this video out. Like this video. If you want to start a night out in your own community, go for it. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
everybody. Make
Appreciate
sure
it,
that
man.
you tune in tomorrow as we have tomorrow's show. We have the Lions Club is going to be in
Sweet.
the League City Lions Club. There's a lot that they're working on, and so they're going to
That's
be in
Justin,
tomorrow.
right?
Justin will be in. So make sure that you tune in to tomorrow's show at 8:30 ish. Bye, guys.
Ish.
Yeah.
I always love the ish.
Save us some of that Lebanese food. That sounds.
Yes.
Russ said, take your Jeep to Area 51. It's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Ooh.
I
So,
can take it in there. Got it fixed the first time.
well,